the whole podcast.
The whole time.
Whole time.
The whole time.
Down.
Why, thanks, Jibber Jabber.
Oh my goodness.
This is the new show now, everyone. This is the Weekly Poll Funny Voices edition.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking weird version.
I can't tell if that's more Jar Jar than anything. Misa Benny, Misa hosted the show.
It's a dark side.
Right, I finally watched the Star Wars movies. Finally.
You did.
Yeah.
But then I haven't seen The Force Awakens yet.
Wait.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Wait. Welcome to the Weekly Poll. I've been around and gone forever, but we are now at the intro. I'm Benny the Comic Historian. That is Sal from Comic Pop. That is Joel the Capes. Joel, the only thing that matters. It's his important project. It's the only thing he does that we give a fuck about. Totally starting problems for you. It's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice. That's nice, Benny. Thanks for
Come
putting
on.
me.
Just threw it out there, man.
You see that bus? You underneath it. And that's Rob from Comics Explained, and that is Faust from It's Super Effective. Faust and I are buddies. We're going to do a bunch of selfies at WonderCon. We're super besties now. That's exactly what we are.
I want to see some of those selfies.
By the way, back to Joel. Only thing that matters. His appearances on NerdSync, Comic TV, and Cape Joel. Fuck everything else. Fuck it.
Fuck it all.
Wow.
He said that. Benny is just saying Joel's exact words. So
That
missed the whole
sound
pre-show.
is the bus crushing me right now that
You guys want drama? Fuck everyone
Here it
else.
is. Call me
So this is
Bill
the drama
Shakespeare.
episode.
Here
You
it
know
comes.
what? You know what? While we're at it, I hate everyone. Rob, how do you feel about CB Girl 19? Hey, let's talk about Variant Comics. Let's talk about NerdSync. Hey, how's Goldman doing? Yeah.
Everybody just leaves the show. It just becomes a sea of blank faces and Benny.
I like everyone. So just everyone out
It's
there.
funny because I do like them all, but it's
Yeah,
funnier if
literally
you act
work
like
with all
you
of them.
don't. Yeah. No, because I've worked with Comic Book Girl 19. We worked with Variant, but fuck them.
Are we
Why
are we
not?
doing the rapper thing now? Are we trying to start feuds? We're trying to start blood feuds on the internet now to drive up viewership.
No, you know
Oh,
what? You know what?
dude.
Yeah, it's exactly what we're doing. But you know what? We actually do like Comic Girl Variant Comic. We like all of them. So I'm only playing around. You know who we don't like? Comic Book Cast.
Wow, man, you're just throwing it out there.
It's
wow.
true, though. It's true.
Wow, geez. Oh, look, my email is exploding right now. How did that happen?
Oh my God, Twitter's blowing up.
That's what happens
The
when
views
you have-
expressed by Benny do not ultimately reflect all the views of everyone on the Weekly Poll
Oh
Limited.
God, dude.
You're untouchable. This is what happens to your show.
You know why? You know why I hate Comic Book Cast? You know why? Because I went to New York Comic Con. He didn't even say hi.
Boom.
What? There
Boom,
it is.
bombs drop. That's
True,
what
he didn't
happens,
talk any of
man.
us.
In fairness, he didn't know you were there, but whatever.
I mean, if he's got Twitter, he knew.
You know what? If DC can reboot every week, so can the Weekly Poll. Fuck everything.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Welcome to the first episode. All new, all different.
Only
All
all
new, all
different.
different,
Every
yeah.
episode is me and drag. So
Yeah.
we suddenly have that from the
Did you
beginning.
guys miss me? Did you miss me? Did you fucking miss me?
It's the Weekly Poll. It's the Weekly
Welcome
Poll
to the end of the
Rebirth.
show.
Was it Weekly Poll Rebirth? That's what it is. Weekly Poll
The
Rebirth.
R-rated years of the Weekly Poll.
Shots fired. Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
So many shots.
Okay. So the first order of business for
Wait,
today.
no, hold on. Before we get to that, I just want to say I was at the red carpet last night, and you knew who was it? Comic Book Cast.
God damn it,
Jesus.
man.
It's gonna be a running gag of the whole show every couple of minutes.
I get to put up with this shit all weekend. Yay!
I would like to say
For those
I'm
of you guys
cool
who were
with
just
them
watching,
F1.
Rob and I are going to be at PAX South this weekend doing panels and signings.
Oh my God.
You know who won't be? Joel, say it. Joel.
He's
I'm
like, not
cool
gonna
with
do that.
them. Everything's fine. Everything's cool.
Well, okay. The good thing is that Natalie's gonna be there, so at least somebody will keep Benny under control. Shit.
Like you could, man. Club can't hold him back.
I'm just saying, man. You know, I mean, I'm
I'm sorry,
not,
fame is going to my head. I got to walk the red carpet with Chris Pine, aka Colonel Trevor.
I'm not calling Benny out or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, when we were in L.A. Yeah, we were in L.A. Natalie was like, Benny, you need to shut up, and like Benny shut up. So, you know, I'm just throwing
Yeah,
that
no,
out there.
Natalie's awesome. She's definitely like,
You guys all
Damn.
suck. Whatever.
I'm just
Fuck
saying,
Comic
man.
Book
I'm
Cast.
just throwing it out. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, so anyway, first order
man,
of
comic book
business.
news.
First
Yeah.
order of business is DC Rebirth, which we got to
Yes,
we got to
which is
talk
the
about
thing
that.
that is
start with the
happening.
biggest thing possible.
The biggest thing possible.
Have they said,
That also we don't know-
what it is yet?
That
No.
we also don't know anything about.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
No,
but
literally, but everyone keeps coming to all of us and like,
Oh, of
you heard
course.
DC's rebooting. They're bringing back the old continuity. They're starting from the beginning of the New 52. It's like, where did you find all
Yeah,
of this
like-
out?
What's your
That's what I'm
opinion
saying,
of the
because I've seen
reboot?
the exact same rumors. Like, oh, it's restarting. Like Rebirth. For all we know, that's just Convergence 2.0. Like,
For all we know, it's one book. For all we know, it's like a flash book.
True. Well,
Yeah.
there were
It
rumblings.
could be anything. It could literally be a Green Lantern event. It's not like we don't know that it's it's an entire reshuffling of the catalog. Like we just
Well,
know that
there were
we just know there's a
rumors-
stupid, crappy Photoshop curtain and the hashtag Rebirth, which
for all we
the
know, it could be
Christians have taken
Superman
already.
Rebirth coming back. Like you said, Flash Rebirth. It could be anything.
It could be anything. All the characters.
Maybe Rebirth is their number 50s, the Superman and Batman Return.
Yeah, because that's
Well,
the
no,
thing.
no. Like what they're doing is, as far as I understand it, the only information that we have is that Rebirth picks up after the 52nd issue of all the comics.
Oh God!
Like once the 52nd
I
issues
did not
end,
put that together.
then it becomes
did I.
Rebirth.
What is
So,
with their obsession with that number?
I don't know, man.
that-
It's like Harry
Dio,
Potter.
who's-
It's like Harry Potter and the Magic Number 7, dude.
It's
It would
it's Dan
start-
DiDio who specifically likes that number. While he's at DC, we're
It's
just
all we
gonna
will-
have loads of
I know that,
52s.
like it starts with 52 weeks in a year, and they start with that, and then it just spilled over into 52. Like no, but
The 52 places in the multiverse
yeah,
and the
52
other
worlds, 52 books, 52 title. Like no.
I think it was originally because the New 52s started with 52 books because originally it was supposed to happen at the end of 52 weeks,
Right.
and then they just never changed it for.
Yeah.
Countdown
Now,
to Final Crisis, New 52.
Now it's fine. This is Rebirth, which is coming on the heels of DCU, which lasted a little under a year. And I mean, DCU really just consisted of Jim Gordon the Batmech and Wonder Woman God of War and
And
Powerless
depowered
Superman
Superman. Like
Here's
that's
what I
not-
think it's going to
and
be.
Aqua Bro, which are all coming to an end.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I can tell you exactly what it's probably going to be. It's probably something they've honestly have planned for quite some time. I don't think it's going to be a new universe. I don't think it's going to be a fresh reboot of the continuity. Nothing. I have a feeling issue 52 is going to end a whole bunch of things, and Rebirth is a brand new slew of number ones.
Which is
That's what I
always
think
the
is
way
gonna
they
happen.
go, because
It'll definitely
apparently
be a
no comic can reach 100 anymore.
No. Well, that's
Well-
old. That means that they're like geriatric. You forget it. There's,
No, I mean that makes sense to me though. I mean, because you got to think about it. You got to think about it this way. You know, I mean, New 52 did good at first. You know, and then there were a handful of titles that did well. I think a lot of the titles didn't do as well, and of course that was with
No.
DCU where they canceled a bunch of stuff, and then DCU didn't have the reception they were looking for, and so it makes sense to me that they
in
would
fact,
come
they
back.
slid considerably during the DCU.
Oh, yeah.
universe.
And
Yeah.
it would make sense to me that they would come back, and honestly, I'd capitalize on what Biddy said. And not only is it going to be new number ones, like we're going to see some old stuff coming back. I mean, like you've got Superman, Lois, and Clark. Like I think we're going to see some pre-Flashpoint Superman.
You've got
Yeah, but
Superman,
book
Lois, and
sounds really
Clark, and you also have Titans Hunt, which are two huge examples of characters remembering stuff from the old continuity and the old universes that
I mean-
still happened.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Titans Hunt, heavily implying that they're going to be bringing back the old Wally West.
yeah.
Like there's just the word Flash.
The fact
randomly
of the matter
placed there,
is-
and it's like,
As much as everyone wants, like all the classic fans want New 52 gone,
Mm-hmm.
Lois and Clark and Titans Hunt are the great examples. Why would they just now launch these storylines to get rid of them 6 months later? Now, it's not unheard of for them to do such a thing.
No, it's true. They do that.
But it does seem like an extreme thing to be like, oh, look, some of your old heroes are still here. Oh, you know what? Fuck that. We're just starting over.
Well,
That's
because it would
true.
be test bed stuff. I mean, right now,
Yeah.
like you've got everything that exists right now is effectively New 52 stuff, and then everything is just kind of other stuff that's there. Like if you come back and you say this is DC Rebirth and New 52, DCU, none of that matters anymore, and it's just a singular continuity, then now it's no longer you've got New 52 Superman and then you've got pre-Flashpoint Superman. It's just you've got two Supermen living in the same continuity,
Yeah.
and the stories would unfold accordingly.
I can tell. I'm telling you right now, Rebirth is just going to be a fresh number ones. Because
Yep.
think
Of course.
about it. In 1 to 2 months, every book is going to hit 50. The Return of
Yeah.
Superman and Batman. Oh, look, there's this big movie. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Batman versus Superman, coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
They're going. 50 is going to be brand new. That's the Rebirth. It'll be. They might, because you know what they did? They taglined everything New 52. Then they got rid of that. Maybe they're going to
Yes, they
tag
did.
them Rebirth number 1.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like.
That was
Maybe
fun.
that's the whole thing. So you know this is the return of our characters.
There's
Well,
also
then
a lot
maybe-
of talk
brand
too.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, would they do it for all of their titles or just select titles this time?
Well,
I
that,
think
that
it's
would
gonna be
that would make
wide.
sense.
I think they're going to do
do
it
it-
for Select because a lot of books suffered from DCU. I don't know.
Well,
I
well,
mean,
no,
I like the-
I mean, think about it
the-
this way. Huh? Go ahead, sorry. I'm sorry.
Say, like,
I'm sorry.
The top 7 titles will get the Rebirth, and
Yeah.
then the rest will not. You know,
Well,
like
I
they'll
don't.
just they'll just say like, oh well, they're part of it or they're not. Depends on how we'd feel about the creator we're working with. If they're ingrained, they don't have to worry about it. If they're new, fuck them, they got to fold in line, But like otherwise, it's just gonna be, like Flash, Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, like those Justice League. Those are the books that'll get rebirthed, and the rest of them, whatever. And or just knowing DC, they'll just be like, well, we'll just figure it out afterwards. Like, just do the ones that sell, and then we'll just make the other ones like whatever. Like Constantine, I don't know. Do people want that? Like, all right.
Constantine the Hellblazer.
Yeah,
They're
well,
doing
do
good.
something
I like
else.
There
I mean,
are a
they'll
lot
do
of, there are a lot of characters that people want, but they don't want how DC are doing them at the moment, and I kind of do hope that that kind of fixes it. Like Constantine is a great example of that. He is. Really?
I was thinking that. I was thinking about that.
I just say it the way that Mike told me to say it. I'm
That's
sorry.
the English pronunciation. It's fine.
Is it Cheshire or Cheshire? You tell me.
Was it
The
aluminum?
Faust or Foos?
It's not the Shire of Cheshire. It's Cheshire.
Shire of Cheshire.
That's an argument I've had so much. Is it Cheshire or Cheshire?
The fact of the matter
Cheshire.
is, with this Rebirth this discussion, though, they've literally just teased the image. It's the exact same thing as the Justice League teaser image that everyone's like, "Where's Green Lantern?" We don't know. Like,
There's
we don't have that behind the scenes.
There's also a
crap.
lot of rumors going around too about with new number ones will also come reshuffled writing teams. There was a big rumor going around there that Snyder might be going back to Detective Comics and make that a powerhouse book now, where before it was just kind of always an also ran Batman book where it's like Batman and Detective Comics if you want to read it, maybe.
No, Capullo pretty much confirmed it, today or yesterday, that Snyder's definitely going to be going to Detective, and he might go too after Snyder and Capullo work on something else together.
Yeah, because
I'd like to see how
Capullo's
that
gone
turns
for
out.
sure after
No.
this new-
Greg Capullo is supposedly not, unless they changed it, not working with Snyder. He wants to take a break from him.
That's what I
Yes.
heard.
'Cause I remember seeing the interview where they were breaking up, and he was like, "No, honestly, Snyder's getting all the fame, and Greg Capullo wants to put his name on some other stuff."
Well, and he
I
wants
mean,
to
that
draw
makes
some
sense.
stuff that's not Batman for a little
Right,
bit.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That said, he does draw mean Batman.
He draws a really mean Batman.
And
Show me
draws
my
a
can I
really
just
good-
say, like, when Snyder does go to Detective, and Detective suddenly becomes a huge, even bigger book than it already is, I hope that Jock goes with him.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be good.
I mean, just Black Mirror the crap out of it.
Yes, people forget that Snyder became a household name, or started to, off the back of a Detective Comics story, Black Mirror, which was him and Jock, and it was Dick Grayson as Batman, and it was friggin' great. That was Detective, yes, it was.
Because I only know it now as Batman Black Mirror. Like
It was a collection of detective
and,
stories.
And the other thing is, good.
My main hope for Detective is that, as much as everyone likes Batman on the book, my favorite runs of Detective are not Batman on the book. My all-time favorite run of Detective Comics is Batwoman. So I just hope
that's real good.
Yeah.
So I just hope that we have, sort of a break from Batman, because he's gonna be fucking everywhere. Like,
if Snyder does do Detective, I hope they keep Batman the superhero book, and I hope Detective Comics is the mystery book, as the way it should always be.
Apparently, one of the interviews that I read recently talked about kind of like Batman, the adjectiveless title, being more event driven, and
Yes,
Snyder
it
kind
has
of wanting to step away from that, which means we'll probably get more isolated, self-contained
One and dones, yeah.
One and dones, or two to three parters where it's just Batman dealing with a problem and using his detective skills to solve.
I would like that.
thank
really,
God for
really
that.
leaning on the horror
Not
angle.
like the entire city being threatened every week.
single
Yeah,
time.
dude,
Right
it was,
From a
I mean,
hell mouth about to open up and suck up the
This
whole
is-
city, and Batman's
I've
gotta
been
stop.
saying this since about 2 years after the New 52. If I lived in Gotham, I'd move to Fawcett City, because Fawcett seems to be really quiet.
Yeah, Shazam's got that shit under control.
If it's not owls, it's jokers. If it's not jokers, it's crazy plant
Slenderman
man.
or whatever they're supposed to
yeah,
be.
It's
like,
totally Bloom is so slender, man.
I'll be honest, man. I love Snyder's Batman. Like it was
too.
such a great
Solid.
story, but it got to a point where I was like, man, I mean, I'm ready to see just like a villain of the week, like just some guy who's like, you know what, I'm gonna go rob this bank, and Batman's like, no, you're not, and that's the story. And
Like,
Well,
it
some
can't be
of those
literally
recent
that.
stories have done that. If you read Detective, I think the last Detective was Jim Gordon Batman doing a solo single mission.
no, I'm not talking
Just
about Jim.
being
I'm
an
talking about.
Well,
Bruce
I
Wayne
mean,
Batman.
I know you
You're
don't like
talking
Jim
about
Gordon, but I'm saying is that they've been doing these like solo missions and stuff like that. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I know you guys are saying that now, but Detective Comics actually just had right before they brought in Robo Batman, did a story about anarchy, and it was
Yeah, they
totally
did.
solo, standalone.
Yeah.
I will
Bullock
say
Orchis
this.
That's
stuff.
probably
How about
something-
Europa? Europa's a great standalone story going
I
on.
haven't
Well, it's
read Batman
self-contained.
Europa.
It has
though.
nothing. It's not even connected with continuity. So
You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
read Europa, Rob. Europa, it's one issue left to being done, and it's already probably one of the best Batman stories ever.
Oh,
you know,
it's Batman and Joker having to team up. That's the whole plot. The only
Oh,
complaint I have
really?
about it is
Dude, I would
every
so do a
issue
video on
is
that.
a different artist.
It's
So,
a
like,
European road
yeah.
trip with Batman and the Joker.
Dude,
And they go
I
to-
will definitely check that
They're,
out.
they're
Like,
both
yeah.
infected. You find out in the first issue, like right off the bat, but they're both infected with the same virus, and it's going to kill them in 24 hours. So they have to team up and figure out what the hell's going on.
Yep.
And they go to
Oh,
France
wow.
and Rome and
Yeah,
Berlin.
it's like-
I still think the
Arkham
best line
City
ever
with
was
Buddy-
Joker asking Batman when is he going to get his own pair of tights.
That's good, I like that.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Or the fact that the sicker Batman gets his vision starts to degrade, and so the art in the book gets weirder and
Is
trippier
that
and
what's
everything.
going on with that? Because I
Yes.
wasn't tracking. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually really cool.
That's really cool. And even the villain, I won't spoil the villain, but he's called Trojan Horse, and we actually get to see what his deal is. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting deal. Really, that's what you're all
writing
about.
it. It's
Like
solid.
I will say this, like I guess kind of backtracking with the whole Jim Gordon Batman thing. He's actually he's actually not that bad. Like I think that like a lot of people were kind of giving it crap. Like I mean, I'm ready for Bruce Wayne to come back, but a lot of people were just kind of like, man, like Jim Gordon Batman sucks. Like I don't think he's that bad. Like I think the cool thing about Jim Gordon Batman is he was a guy who was woefully unprepared for the role.
Yeah.
Like just stepped into.
I kind of wish that they explored that aspect a little more, and maybe they are in the peripheral titles, but in the core Batman book, it's just Jim Gordon dealing with one insurmountable problem after another.
You
And
get
Yeah.
that in Detective a little bit, because Detective basically just became like a Gotham Central book, because Renee Montoya came back and he got to hang out with Bullock again. It's just like, no, I'm a Batman who plays by the rules and helps the cops is what I do, and that's fun.
Just
yeah.
for the record, I just tweeted out that you are officially my replacement as I get busier and busier, Joel.
Oh, am I?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. That works. I can do that.
Okay, so what's our next?
oh
Jessica
wait,
Jones season 2.
Unless you had something you wanted to say.
I wanted to add something to the roster of conversation. Since we talked about Rebirth, we should also talk about Dead No More.
Oh.
That's the Marvel Rebirth mic drop teaser as well.
Dead No
It's-
More.
Yeah, it's just Dead
Do you
No
think-
More Marvel. And
Do you
you
think-
look
like-
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought you were talking about like a Deadpool thing.
No.
I was
Do you
like,
think
what?
they're like
Unless it
talk
is.
to each other and they're like, "You're doing Rebirth? Okay, we'll do something like that too." But
Right.
Oh.
No one's supposed to know that we both know.
But
Dude, you
what's
know
a
what-
word
you know
that
what
kind
Dead
of
No
sounds
More
like
is.
Rebirth? Oh, Dead No More.
Dead No More. You know what Dead No More is, dude? I can guarantee you that's like it's gonna be like Charles Xavier, Wolverine, like a handful of those people coming back. Like I could almost guarantee that.
What's the point of bringing back Wolverine right now when we're getting an Old Man Logan book
We're
and we
getting a
already
better
have an
version of
X-23?
Because Old Man Logan's not Wolverine.
Yeah.
No,
But he's cool though.
Oh, he's
No,
no,
they are
don't get me
very
wrong.
quickly making Old Man Logan Wolverine, though.
Do you think so?
Have
Oh,
you not
God.
noticed that?
Yeah,
Oh, they do,
I've
yeah.
noticed that, but
Like within the first
like,
issue,
Old
he's
Man
like, "No,
Wolverine-
I'm Old Man Logan. I've killed people. I can't do this." And they're like, "Oh, we'll give you another shot."
Basically.
as
Like,
much
oh,
as much as I'm liking Laura as Wolverine,
He's fun.
she is gradually turning into Logan with boobs. Very, very slowly.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I have nothing against. I
Right?
mean,
Oh, yeah, I'm not
The art-
against
I
it.
liked X-23 before, but her being Logan with boobs, I'm kind of on board with.
Oh, Dead No
Josh
Dead
Miller
No
is
More
doing an
has
has-
amazing job with that book.
I
Oh,
almost feel like
dude.
Wolverine's costume really looks better on a woman.
Hey,
kinda
hold
does,
on. Think about
kinda
this.
does.
Let's think about this for a second. Let's think about this for a second.
You okay there?
What did Owen Reese do for Miles Morales
Brought his mom
when
back.
he brought his
Yeah.
mom back? What if he brought
Everyone's
back?
moms get
No,
brought
no.
back.
Everyone.
What if they wrote it where like he brought back Gwen Stacy,
Oh, dude.
God.
like the original
We
Gwen
already
Stacy
have
comes
two
back.
other ones. Gwenpool.
It's
No,
true.
but
so
no,
many.
we
Gwenpool's
do
getting
have
a book. We
We don't have
Gwenpool.
a real one.
You don't have the real one, and
We don't have-
there's a distinct difference between the
We don't
original
have
Gwen
boring,
Stacy and this
killable
one.
Gwen Stacy. We don't have replaceable, 30 years dead character Gwen Stacy.
Peter,
Man, what's
you
Gwen
broke her-
Stacy's
you broke
biggest
her
problem?
neck.
She's killable.
Yeah,
He's
I
like-
love Gwen Stacy, but she's also like she wasn't even relevant or interesting until Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale did a really good book about her. And even after that, they like it was Spider-Man Blue, but then afterwards, she's still better as a dead character than a live one. Like she's
It
not.
says a-
interesting being
It says a lot about a character when the most important thing they've done is die.
Right, unless you're talking about Ultimate Gwen Stacy, who it's like they should never have killed her, and Bendis immediately recognized that and then retconned her into a Carnage clone. Like that,
or Bucky too. There's another character who he said forever should have remained dead until he came back and was kind of awesome.
Ed Brubaker's like, you know what? Let's bring back Bucky Barnes because
now, that's a hell of a pitch, by the way. But like, I'm hoping Dead No More is they bring everyone back. Everyone who's ever died, like any character, any superhero that's ever died, just bring them, like a Brightest Day kind of situation. Where it's like,
really?
I see where you're coming from, but the planet's only got so much space on it. I mean,
really. and there's no there's multiple Earths now that the Fantastic Four are going.
Yeah, they're whipping up universes left and right. Plus the X-Men are in Purgatory or Weird World or whatever, so they can. There's some space. No, they're going to Weird World now.
Oh, that's right, they are. I read that solicitation.
It's pretty cool.
Well, okay, let me ask you guys this real quick. Why do you think they're bringing back Weird World so goddamn hardcore?
I don't know.
Because reasons.
It looks great. Penny. It's a gorgeous book. Like, I don't know about the reboot one, but the Secret Wars one by Del Mundo is so cool looking.
Love me some Del Mundo art.
Who is asking for a Conan Marvel universe? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm in, but like,
is Jason Aaron still writing the ongoing like he was writing the mini?
I don't remember. I'll have to the Chattel World will answer for us, but like for right now, we'll just say yes, till they change our minds.
I was gonna say usually if Aaron writes it turns to gold. The dude has like a really good sort of thing. Like people buy his books on name. Yeah, solid track record. People usually buy his books on name alone.
Yeah, it's true.
I know.
Anyway, Dead No More. Boohoo.
I mean, if it's Spider-Man related, like Gwen Stacy or like Uncle Ben are the only characters I can think of.
They toyed with that idea.
Spider-Verse, they did both. They literally made a clothing merchandising machine out of Gwen Stacy and a boring who gives a crap out of Uncle Ben and put him in the MC2 universe.
And they wrote him a happy ending where he got to live.
No, he's back now. Have you guys not been reading Web Warriors?
No, I stopped.
Him and Mayday are both back. They're basically the Web Warriors having problems, so they went to go get them.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
So now they're in the books. Yeah.
That's right. But, no. Uncle Ben took Benji at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying they went to that world where there's Mayday and Uncle
Ben.
Ben.
Really,
okay.
Like that's kind of like a what the hell took them so long to get Mayday onto the Web Warriors? Like the crap took them that long because you immediately sell however many Spider-Girl fans there are amount of books, and she sells enough books at least to warrant her title being resurrected twice.
and somewhere out there, Kane fans are all crying. They're like, "When's it gonna be Kane's time?"
Dude, I'm looking at.
Is it Kane back now?
He survived Spider-Verse, but they haven't actually used him yet.
Okay,
yeah,
that's because they're using everyone. Miguel O'Hara's got a book. Freaking Spider-Gwen's got a book. Spider-Woman's got a book.
He had a book, but no one bought it. So,
dude, I actually loved his book about him in Houston and going into the Spider Totems.
I totally got in. I was like totally on board. It was a really cool looking book. The art was a little inconsistent for me because I wanted to see Stegman just do that book, but otherwise, solid title. They canceled it. Then they tried to fold him into New Warriors. That book was unreadable. They canceled that, moved on.
Oh no, New Warriors is horrible.
Horrible. I mean,
Dude,
not to begrudge New Warriors fans, but like that was, and I love continuity, right? I'm a continuity buff. I love those like all the history and crap. And a New Warriors book, they've been around for 30 years. You have a lot of stories to tell. They went to Wundagore Mountain and crap. It was so bogged down by just needless crap.
And now Nova gets to be an Avenger.
And they put him in there like, and the reason they put Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider in there made no sense. It was like when they put Supergirl into the Justice League Unlimited. It was like she was there. She was literally there as a cameo character.
Yep.
And that's what Kane was in that book.
I didn't think New Warriors was that
because
bad.
the writer wrote Scarlet Spider, and then his book got canceled. So he's like, "Well, I'm writing Warriors. I'll put him in there."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they resolved a couple of his plot lines, but yeah, no, I mean everyone's got a book right now, and I'm actually liking all the Spider books.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have right now is the main Spider book, Amazing Spider-Man, is like going nowhere. Like Dan Slott's great, and I can know he's setting up for a whole bunch of crap, but it's like, come on, dude, give me something.
I think going bi-monthly really hurt that book, and a couple books that go bi-monthly because it's like, this feels like half a story you wrote me right here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a rat's ass about the Zodiac gang.
They're not there
and
anymore.
I don't give a crap about Doc Ock being trapped in a robot body for like 12 more issues.
What about Norman Osborn being Hush?
Or
Norman
Osborn being Hush. He's not crazy anymore. Listen, if you maniacally build a base in the sewers and have your face changed and like concoct world domination plans, you're still crazy. So sorry, that's not a plot point for me.
But what about the mysterious dude in red who is almost certainly Satan or Mephisto going
Right.
around and recruiting members of the Sinister Six to join him? for
Don't
something?
give a crap
Wow.
at all. It's
Good
so
Lord,
boring. I dropped that book 3 issues ago. I'm like, I don't give a crap about anything that's
I still
happening
like
here.
it.
Spider-Man with his I can do anything car. And anyway,
It's the Spider-Mobile, which really pissed off Johnny Storm that he remade it.
It did.
why?
That was actually pretty funny.
That
Like
was-
in the middle of
You
their
made a
fight. they're like-
Spider-Mobile without me.
Yeah, that fight was literally every superhero crossover you've ever seen in your life, where it's
Yep.
20 pages of misunderstanding that can be solved in half a sentence, and then 2 pages of, oh, we're friends again, yay.
But what a sweet ending, because Peter built a
Wonderful.
statue of the
That
Fantastic
was such a great.
and I'm gonna keep your home safe until you can come home.
Until
Home
Fox
from
lets
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, until
yeah.
Fox, I'm gonna keep your building safe.
I like that. I love that idea. When I heard the premise of Parker Industries bought the Baxter Building, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. They didn't do anything interesting with that.
I mean, what's he
not
gonna do?
yet,
Just
statue.
like build a statue of himself in the Baxter building? Like, that'd be awesome.
That's okay. I'm sure Peter will pry up a floorboard and find like Johnny Storm's secret stash under something where it's like, ha ha ha.
Oh,
Find
here's
his-
all the
find his bond.
Playboys from 1980.
Hey, those are collector's items. You could sell those.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's roll. Is there any more books to really just dive into right now? I mean,
Yes.
DC's not doing anything major at the moment. I can't think of.
Not really.
Captain
I like
America.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah. Captain America's back.
Scarlet-
That's right. So
Captain America. Oh, no, he's
Scarlet-
not back yet. They've announced that he will be
He's
back
coming
conveniently in May.
just in
Um,
time for his book. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. The book is going to be called Steve Rogers Captain America. We're still going to have Sam Wilson Captain America.
No
So
doubt.
you're going to have 2 Captain America books going on at the same time with 2 different guys, which I think
in
is
all
cool.
honesty, though, they've set up for that, though.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you've been reading,
Yeah.
if you've been reading Sam Wilson, he's all about doing with his own image and his own, and that's where we're gonna go. That's
Yeah.
he's gonna break away, and then he's gonna get the super serum back, and and Steve Rogers is gonna be like, well, since you're doing this for the world, I'm Captain America.
And if you've checked out the solicitations for Sam Wilson, you see in an upcoming issue, I think it's like issue 9 or something, it's him, Steve Rogers, and Bucky back in a Captain America costume doing some sort of mission together. I'm like, oh, dude,
That's
the 3
fun.
Caps. That is
That's cool.
fun.
I
That
like
is
that.
I can't pronounce that username there though, but Uncanny Inhumans. I'm actually really
dude,
liking.
it was really good.
Yeah, I'm liking that too.
That's
was
the
fun.
Black Bolt one, right? Because there's the other one that I
Yes.
don't
Yeah,
like.
And I'm
Yes.
surprised. I'm
No.
surprised how well they're doing with it. To be honest, like I thought it was just gonna. I mean, I know they're trying to push it, but I thought it was gonna be one of those things where they're like, we're more concerned about just getting books out there than like making good books, and it's actually pretty solid.
Charles Soule, man. Charles Soule's
Charles
good. And
Soule.
I actually like the all new Inhumans book. I like that it's a globe-trotting book. I like, honestly, it feels like classic X-Men is what it feels like.
Well, I mean, I
Mouse,
was.
how you holding up over there, buddy?
I hate Inhumans,
Fine.
but I will say that book looks great.
I mean, I was saying that with Charles Soule's in like his Inhuman, was it Inhuman or Inhumanity? The one before
It was
Secret Wars.
Inhuman before
yeah,
that.
his Inhuman run, like it felt like X-Men. It felt like
Yeah.
a classic Claremont X-Men. And so like I'm really happy with what they're doing with that.
I mean,
And-
it's all well and good that the Inhumans are feeling like X-Men, but like, can the X-Men feel like X-Men? I mean,
Right? Wouldn't that be fun?
No, because they've done a
Extraordinary
bad
X-Men has
thing.
been I am loving every minute of Extraordinary X-Men.
I like it too.
That first arc was incredible.
It was fun. I like
Quest
all
was
new.
pretty good, but it was good. I liked it. But
Yeah.
Extraordinary was like, this is the fucking X-Men finally.
Extraordinary is that it is the premier X-Men book.
Yes,
It is literally like
It's the
X-Men.
flagship.
Yes.
Uncanny is cool too. Uncanny's had 2 issues. I like it because you get to hang out with Magneto and Sabretooth. Then, you know,
Right.
it's fun writing it. So
Uncanny I haven't actually gotten to yet. I haven't read it.
Uncanny is okay. Uncanny has that problem that a lot of these books that have gone bi-monthly have where I'm like, I feel like you gave me half a story here.
Oh.
I just want fun back into my X-Men
well, then
books.
you gotta
That's not happening.
Extraordinary.
Fun doesn't sell, Faust.
Oh,
Well, like-
old man Logan and Jean going back and forth. That,
like
you know,
that.
jokes being peppered in finally. Storm being in charge, but also trying to fix the whole thing. I mean, the book's just great. I love it.
I would recommend All New to you, Faust, because it's on the younger characters. They're having a road trip.
Yeah, I've been reading all new, but it's just like, I don't. For me, my highlight of like, I think everyone's got like one time period where they really sort of associate this is the definitive X-Men for me personally, and for me it's 2004 or 3 when Marvel
Grant
were
Morrison.
doing the Tsunami imprint and they had New X-Men Academy X, and it was just
So Grant Morrison.
no,
You and your
not
obsession with Grant
Morrison. It's not Grant Morrison.
Oh, okay.
It's
New
like
X-Men is, but not Academy X.
no, not Academy X. It was like teenage X-Men in the school, and it was like a homeless girl that ended up being a mutant, and they wrote it as if it was a manga, and it was great.
Have you been reading
almost
Worst X-Man Ever?
I've got it. I haven't read it yet because
I think you'll like it. I think it's
Okay.
gonna-
Worst X-Men ever? I haven't heard
Yes,
that.
it's a new digital book, Worst X-Men Ever.
It's
Oh, okay.
it's kind of fun. It's
I'll have to
really-
check that out. That sounds like
Okay,
an
so
awesome
what do you
video.
guys think about Uncanny Avengers? Because that just wrapped up too.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
that
my god, yeah.
it was
Don't
fun.
give a crap about that book.
I don't like that Cable hijacked the last little bit of it because I was all excited to meet this new team and see how they work together. It's like, well,
No,
here comes
Cable.
Cable to save the day.
Yeah, I thought.
I thought it was
mean,
exciting. I love that last page reveal of Cable just being like, "Hey, guess what? 90s bitch," and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I mean, well, so here's a problem that I have. Like, I love Cable, and with Deadpool being in there, I was really hoping we'd see some Cable and Deadpool action, which was cool to see.
You get a little of it.
with him, with him, kind of messing around and stuff like that. I just kind of felt like Cable was just kind of forced in there.
It kind of
Yeah,
cuts the
but-
knees off of this new team where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
new team, you couldn't save the world. You couldn't solve the problem. Cable had to come back in time and clean up your
And,
mess.
and clean it, clean it
Yeah,
up
they
for
couldn't
you.
even solve the damn problem. They're so ineffective.
I actually didn't mind the Uncanny Avengers. Like, it's not greatest thing ever, but I didn't mind it. My
I like
problem
Duggan,
with
so
the
I like
Uncanny
it.
Avengers is that it was promoted as being the team book with Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Yeah,
and
now
within the
Spider-Man
first
left
like
the
3
first
pages,
issue.
he's out, and they have a separate book for that adventure.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
Which
I,
isn't
I
very
bet
good.
you money that the plan was it was going to be Spider-Man, Deadpool, and the Avengers, and then someone said, "Wait a minute! Why don't we have our cake and eat it too? And make a Spider-Man Deadpool book, and then take these D-listers and make them do stuff." And I'm not to begrudge Quicksilver and his friends, but who gives a crap? The point is,
Rogue
they're-
Rogue is
and,
cool.
you know.
And I don't think we're going to get Rogue anywhere else right now.
I want 90s Rogue. I want like superpowered Rogue who's just like, "Oh, my powers." Like I just want that. I don't want like, "I'm the last one. Now I can't even have babies. I can't even get laid, but now I won't even be able to have babies." This is bull. Shut up.
Okay,
Why
I'm
don't
just going
you
to put it out there
fly
right now.
under the
I
willow
would do
tree?
Rogue even if it would kill me.
Not
think we
this
all
one.
would.
She's like, "Oh,
I'd die
crying."
happily.
I wouldn't, but that's kind of obvious.
But that's just
Isn't that
facts.
another reason? That has nothing to do with Rogue.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
I mean, somebody sent me a picture on Twitter. It was a scene from X-Men the Animated Series where like Apocalypse is like attacking Rogue, and like she's laying down on the ground, and it just has a caption just says "dead ass." really, fans.
You really
Really
sad you're
fans.
not won over by the majesty that is Brother Voodoo, who Brother
Oh,
Voodoo was
so
technically on the
great.
last Uncanny Avengers team. He did nothing in that, and he did nothing in this new one too. Why are you even on the team, man?
Well, like, he had. I remember when Bendis thought he was going to be the next big thing and made him into the Sorcerer Supreme, and then he got
Dude.
his own freaking book and
He did.
bought it, and then the next arc was Bendis giving Sorcerer Supreme back to Doctor Strange.
He's a cool design. I'll give him that much, but they've
He
written
was-
very little with him.
He was a plot device during whatever the hell when everyone was sad that Steve Rogers was dead, and Iron Man was trying to like break into the Sanctum Sanctorum. He's like, "I got a guy who does magic too. Do it, Brother Voodoo." And he's like, "Magic whammy." And then they were like, "It didn't work." And they're like, "All right, get the hell back in the toy chest, Brother Voodoo."
Where's my
Okay.
Papa Shango book? Because that's the thing with Brother Voodoo. You're that much closer to a Papa Shango book.
All right, so how about this one then? 'Cause I'm trying to think of the ones that ended up arcs. New Avengers. That one is like, what the hell is this?
I'm not
Have
reading.
not been reading. New
That's
Avengers.
the one. Yeah, that's the one with Sunfire. I haven't been reading that one at all.
That's the one with Sunfire, and that's the one with like every D-lister and Squirrel Girl.
I couldn't
Yes.
get into it, man.
Okay, so he was-
Wicked, but like the little kid Hulk, like.
Yeah, Hulkling.
Okay, so
Faust's
I was
favorite.
reading.
Hulkling.
So yeah, my characters
Yeah.
basically.
I like that you called him little.
The book isn't horrendous, but it's like, what the hell is this?
No, the book isn't horrendous, but the characters aren't the characters. It's like the writer wanted to write other characters and was told, sorry, you can't have those. And he was just kind of like, well, what if Squirrel Girl was not Squirrel Girl? And what if Wiccan was Scarlet Witch? I mean,
Well,
just
that's,
what
that's
if-
exactly what, like, Wiccan's considering a name change because he doesn't want to be named as a religion, and Hulkling is now the Prince of Space or something like that.
Well,
Oh.
Like, I've been reading it, I really have.
Well, here's the thing with Hulkling, he technically is royalty. So
Yes, but he's a yeah. All right.
he's
not
Wiccan
a
wants a
Hulk.
name change because Hulkling was calling him out for his name. Like, you can't call yourself Wiccan. That's a religion.
yeah. But then
Oh,
before,
so do you-
he
so do
was
you
called
mean I prefer a
Asgardian,
white
and they
indie
made
book?
fun of him for being called Asgardian because he's gay and Asgardian.
Well, what if they just
Oh.
what if they just
Oh.
called
Wow.
him? What if they just called him Faust? What about that name? That's a pretty cool
Yeah,
name.
and
I
what
think
if
we
they
could all
just,
agree with
like,
that.
cast me to play?
yeah, right. And then
Okay.
Faust could be him. And then that would be a lot like how they're casting Benedict Wong as
Wong to be
in the
Wong.
Doctor Strange movie.
Benedict Wong will stand next to Benedict Cumberbatch and play Wong in the Doctor. Isn't that weird? Like, there's a joke
very-
in there, but I can't make it.
Yeah,
If
it's not
they
even-
dance
it's-
You were bringing
together,
up a good point, though. Another name I can't pronounce. The Maker is in that book as
Yes,
like the
yes.
it's
villain.
not as cool as it
Okay,
should.
but yeah, I'm gonna be honest about that. Like, I really felt like they kind of squandered the Maker, and here's why. Like, Evil Reed Richards is an awesome villain. Like, he's such a great villain, especially the way Hickman wrote him. But whatever. Like, he's a super good villain, and I felt like he should have been a much more prominent villain instead of just being resigned to like the frat boys. Like, he should have just been like.
Here's
Like-
the thing with these characters. These characters are supposed to be highlighted. The next generation of the Marvel universe, like supposedly,
Right.
if they were to ever kill off all our current A-listers, these are the ones that would be the next replacement A-listers. Obviously, they'll never do
Even
that.
Hawkeye,
If
who
they were
himself has
allowed to
replacement.
age. If they were
Yeah.
allowed to age, they would be
Yeah.
the next generation.
And so, like, by giving them a villain like that isn't supposed to be seen as squandering it, but obviously they need to be written well. And they are so rarely written well. I mean, I think as soon as that book, like, as soon as I read the first issue, I was like, it's got 12 issues. 12 issues at most.
Oh, dude, somebody made a really good point.
Look at it this way. Here's the problem with Marvel trying to do this whole thing. For almost, I want to say, like 8 years now, they've been trying to come up with new heroes because they know that the Avengers cast is going to get tiresome. They're trying to make more people important. And out of all of these D-listers, B-listers, C-listers, all these other superheroes they've made, I can think of two that they've managed to push into the limelight. And that's Miss Marvel and Nova.
Yes.
Even Captain Marvel
Miss
is kind of like
Yeah,
on the
those are the two.
cusp
And let
of
me
it.
tell you something. It also, I feel like the popularity of Uncanny Humans, like people are like, hey, it's great, is just because, and I think Kamala Khan and Sam Alexander have the same exact thing, and it's not that they're necessarily great. It's that Marvel's like, these are the things I want you to look at. And
Yeah.
eventually people were like, hey, I really like this Inhuman book. It's a lot like the thing I actually like. And,
No,
and
I
listen,
don't
like,
think
if
people are
listen,
that cynical.
if you're forced into a room and told that there are 3 lights when there's actually 4, eventually there's going to be 4 lights.
I think that's
Yeah,
a
not
little
according-
dismissive
not
of the
according to
work
Cover
Charles
Picard,
Soule
dude.
and G. Willow Wilson and
I mean, listen, like
Sean
Miss
Ryan have
Marvel's a
done.
nice book, and I don't care about Nova, but like,
The new Nova run is amazing.
Well, like,
Sean Ryan, who wrapped up a great Suicide Squad run that not enough people gave him credit for. I'm glad to see him getting more work.
I mean, the proof in Marvel just sort of giving you things that they want you to pay attention to
Yeah.
is in that you don't need to look. And I'm only bringing this up because I'm doing like 3 or 4 videos about it, so pretty soon. Is the Big Hero 6 movie?
Yes.
If Marvel really wanted you to care about new characters they would have made another Big Hero 6 book to go along with the release of that movie, especially considering the young audience that movie would have brought in.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
They didn't do that because they didn't care.
No, they
Well,
did.
it's just so
I
bizarre.
have it.
Well, the Big Hero 6 book from 2008.
They're a manga. They have a
That's not
normal
Marvel.
releasing manga.
That's
Yeah,
not
a
Marvel.
book.
It's a different company.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I was
But
gonna
they still
say
gave the
though.
rights out to do it. It's been coming out
No,
since the movie.
that's Disney animation. Disney animation rights. It's based
And I was
off
gonna
the
say,
movie.
as
It's
weird
not
as it sounds, in this day and age, aren't young kids that movie was geared towards, more likely to read a manga book than pick up a traditional comic book?
I don't know.
Manga's
I mean, like,
becoming a big thing. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I'm trying this thing called Manga Storian. Go check out these videos on my channel. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Talk about Berserk.
like that
here's what I
plug?
would say. Like,
Yeah.
Berserk's coming, actually.
that was.
Oh,
a
is
good
it seriously?
Yeah.
No, here's what I would say. Like, I don't think people are that cynical, man. Like, I think that
No, I'm cynical. I don't think that people are. I think they're just easily duped. It's
You're
just
very cynical.
no, yeah, but I think that it's not that like it's not. By the way, it's not like Uncanny Humans isn't good. I'm just saying that like if everyone said I don't care about these Inhumans, just make us X-Men, and just said no, I'm not going to buy that, like it wouldn't matter how good it was. But the fact is, it also like it showed that Marvel's like okay, you can't just push it in front of you. You also have to put like decent people on it. But it is.
They
I think
had,
it is.
Souls has
but
been writing it for a long time.
But we also know for a fact that a great book does not guarantee success.
It's true.
And I think it's just because the machine gained sentience and figured out you got to put decent people behind something you want them to buy. It's why Force Awakens is slightly better, for some people slightly, and for most of us much better than the prequels. It's like there's no freaking way a movie like that can fail, but if you make it decent or good, it will be that much better. So it's like, Uncanny Inhumans, Kamala Khan, Sam Alexander. If if you force people to look at this stuff for years, eventually people are gonna go, the Nova book ain't bad. But like at the same time, if you make it actually okay, more people will be like, it's not bad, and I have a reason to actually say that because it's actually pretty good. But I can't pretend that it's not part of the machine that wants us to.
Well, I mean, everything's part of the machine. I mean, we may love these stories, we may love these characters, but they are soap operas sold to us on paper by corporations.
Yes, but they are selling a story. Anyway, my point is they're selling us stories, but they're like, okay, it's not enough that we're selling these stories, but like we have an agenda. We got to sell these specific characters because Chris Evans wants to be a director now, and he doesn't want to be Captain America anymore. What the hell are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah, I do find that funny though. It's almost like Marvel and even Disney were like, "Oh, this will never end. They'll never want to stop being these superheroes."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What
Chris
do you
Hemsworth will
mean?
never get into a car accident or something.
Well, all right. So here's.
I'm not saying he's gonna be. I'm just saying, like,
Wow, you
imagine.
jinxed the hell out of
If
him.
that happens next week, Sal, how you
I
doing?
am so.
Oh, you were so dead if
At least
that
the
happened.
channel will blow up.
Actually, no, that joke's too dark. Never mind.
Dark.
No,
No,
here's.
but like, can you imagine the people when they were making Empire Strikes Back before they were like, we're gonna make Empire Strikes Back? Oh my God, Luke Skywalker is in a horrible
Poor
car
Camp.
accident. What are we gonna do? We'll say he got hit by a Wampa.
And they did, and he did.
And by the way, Marvel has a contingency for that. They'll just be like, Natalie Portman probably would love to play Thor.
hey, Natalie,
Could you imagine
come
that?
over here for a second,
Thor
Natalie.
Ragnarok midway through the movie, there's a swap out, the hammer drops, and she's like, "Oh shit!"
Right?
Oh, dude, I've been telling people that forever with Jane Foster. Like she's gonna pick up the hammer at some point. Like I've been saying that forever. Like Thor's gonna get out of bed, and he's gonna be like, I need to go do some fighting and stuff. She's gonna be like, well, don't forget your hammer. She's gonna hand it to him. Like I've been telling people that's
really
gonna.
weird about it, like.
All right, well, we've been talking for about 30 minutes about Marvel Comics. Before we shift over to the trailers and the TV shows, has anything been happening in DC that I've been missing? Because I'm not even gonna lie, I was thinking about this last week because I'm a huge DC fan. That everyone knows that. But for the last 2 months, I've not been given a crap outside of the Batman Bloom storyline.
Darkseid War is really all. I mean, I thought Darkseid War was
Darkseid
really
War's
cool,
been good,
and
but
that's,
it's
that's
not
really
happening.
it for me.
It's
Well,
done.
that's the
Robin.
thing. Like, I was so on board for Darkseid War stuff, but there's been a drought in stuff going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I know this is gonna
Yeah.
shock everyone, but I think Titan's Hunt is really good.
Whoa!
My God.
Holy shit! Is it
Incidental
good?
what
Is
happened
it
here.
good, Faust?
And
Insanity.
shocker, I agree with you, Faust. Even if I think they're kind of, spinning their wheels for a little bit in the last issue, it's just like, come on, we're 5 issues. Everyone get together now. Everyone get together.
They're not together yet.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No.
So I read
But
the
hey,
first
but
issue,
hey,
I'm like, okay.
I'm like, this premise is amazing, and then I'm like watching it. I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome. What? Okay, this is do it.
Look,
guys,
it's
But
now.
then I feel like that's just classic British writers. Like, just keep the group apart for as long as
goddamn
possible.
Doctor Who.
It's
How
probably
far can we
ingrained in
drag
their,
out this little tidbit?
It's probably
You only got
ingrained in
8.
their culture. Like it all goes all the way back to Dickens who was paid by the word. They're like, no, you got to stretch it out, or you won't get a big enough check. No, dude, they sold by the issue now.
Now, perhaps the biggest revelation from Titan's Hunt is Dick Grayson put his Nightwing costume on again. Yay, but it's the crappy red one. Boo. You had a
How-
chance to
how do
put
you
the
guys
blue
feel
No,
about
I always liked the
I
red
think
one.
that's the biggest thing other than Darkseid War.
What is it now?
The revelation that of Robin War.
I haven't read
Robin War was a
War.
terrible story. It was a stinker. And guess I picked up Damien this week, which everyone's like, oh, it's the Fallout issue. See what happens. It's literally a whole issue where Damien gets a haircut and tells Alfred a fucking story.
No, you're right. 100% right. The Fallout issue's not there yet. I think they're waiting to tie it into Bruce's return, which is in
Yes.
2 issues now. But Robin War was not that bad. I mean,
Yes, oh my god, it was. I did
I
7
liked
solid
it.
minutes. Dude,
I
nothing,
liked it.
Lincoln March is the villain, even though he has no reason for the court to trust him. His plan is stupid. Everyone turns evil, then turns back for no reason. and then at the end, everyone forgives Dick for being a jerk. It's like, oh, we gotta forgive you then. Okay.
But no,
Nobody likes you.
why do you gotta poke holes in it? I actually liked it.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I'll check. I mean, it's hell, I check it out because there's mixed opinions.
What about the
so
fact
I'll
that
take a
they
look
build
at
up these elite talons, which is a stupid idea to create a subsect for a group of enemies who are already incredibly difficult to defeat, and they get beaten at the end by cops and untrained frickin' sidekicks. And also, Duke the Chosen One. Can we talk about this? Duke goes mano a mano with Damien at the end? What? Like, I like Duke, don't get me wrong, but he should not have been able to win that fight when Tim and Jason get one-punched by Damien and are out for the rest of the comic.
Yeah.
it. Wow.
So, wow, waving at Joel rant. Well, what about Dick Grayson being on the Court of the Owls now?
I mean, well, he was already being a sleeper agent, undercover dude for Spiral, so now he's like being 2 undercover sleeper agents in 2
Yeah, he's a
organizations.
triple agent now. That's cool. What's cooler than a double agent? A triple agent?
Oh, the coolest part about it is they're like, everyone likes the secret agent thing, right? No. Everyone likes the secret agent thing, right? No. Everyone, let's do triple. Let's do 4.
I like
Like-
the secret agent thing. I might be the only one who likes it,
People
but I
dig it. People dig it, but it's like, would you like the secret agent thing or him being Nightwing? Yeah.
That's the thing. It only works because people like Dick Grayson.
Okay,
Exactly.
I've said it in one of my, in, I think 3 of my videos now. Actually, I'll say it again. Hashtag bring back the butt.
Yeah, just do it.
Do that, and Faust will be happy.
If you've got the choice of making him Nightwing, which would have worked at the end of that storyline,
Right,
just by
what the
tweaking a
hell?
thing here or there,
They
or
knew.
making him a secret agent, fucking make him Nightwing again, because Nightwing is gonna sell a whole lot more than Grayson ever will.
I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
No, I agree. Grayson's actually a fun book, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would, give me Nightwing back.
Well, because
By the way,
it's just like a giant nostalgia trip. I mean, everybody's just like, oh my god, Nightwing. You know, that's the character that I know. Like,
Make him
Grayson's cool, but
Nightwing
it's not
and
the
then make
character I
him
know.
move back to Bloodhaven because we've already established in Detective Comics that Bloodhaven exists in the New 52. It's where
Yeah.
Renee Montoya was hiding at. So make him Nightwing, make him be blue, and then send him back to Bloodhaven.
Make him the way he used to be in the 90s.
Even if we just got like a spin-off series where he's Disco Nightwing for a little bit, just
Or
to
how
prove.
about, yeah. Well, or any, like, you got the DCU still going on. You got like 3 different Batmen in 4 different universes. Like, how about just make him a Nightwing in one of the other universes? Like, how about just like Darkseid Warriors Nightwing, or in friggin' Justice League of America he's Nightwing? Whatever. Just pick one and make one.
Just do
Like,
like, a
if you
night,
want
do,
that.
do like a Nightwing Earth 1 story.
Yes.
Like that.
Days.
That,
Like, I would
well,
definitely
except,
do that.
except Batman's barely become Batman in Earth 1.
Yeah,
It's like,
Well, I'm not
the
saying you have
last
to do it
thing-
now,
The
you
last
can wait
thing
a
that
while.
Earth 1 Batman needs is to be in charge of a child. Not just Batman needs one, but this
Batman
one.
Earth 1 Batman is awesome, though. But
He is awesome, but he's prone to falling. Like,
a lot.
Dude, I really want to start making videos on the Earth 1 series because I've been reading those and they are
fun
so
books.
I'm waiting for a
good.
few more to come out. I'm doing the same
Yeah.
thing, but I'm
You know
waiting
what's
for
funny?
just a few more.
Yeah.
the ones that are great, Superman, Batman, that Teen Titans one.
I
not
enjoyed
great.
the Titans.
the teenage Titans.
I like it because I like Lemire. It had nothing to do with Titans. It was basically his spec script for a movie he was working on.
Well, see,
Has
here's
Wonder
the
Woman
thing.
dropped?
No,
Not
Wonder
yet,
Woman hasn't
but it's
come
coming
yet.
out with
Because
Morrison.
those previews are like, uh-oh.
Dude, I've never really read like Teenage Mutant Ninja Titans, but I always thought they'd be pretty baller.
Because that Earth 1 Wonder Woman book looks like there's a lot of like weird, creepy, permissive rape in it and stuff. It's just
Like,
there's some
As
I'm-
much shit as I give you for liking Grant Morrison, Faust, I do like Grant Morrison's writing. Only thing I will say, and I don't care what you say, chat, Multiversity makes no goddamn sense.
Oh
That
my
shit
god.
here.
Dude, no, you know what?
I like
you know
Multiversity.
what? Everybody,
Get out, Joel.
everybody.
Okay, I liked Pax Americana a lot. I like that one.
I'm foreign, so what I'm about to say is okay.
You
Different
uneducated
cultures.
Americans.
So
Right.
what I liked Multiversity because I like weird stuff. Okay, I like stuff that most people would say, oh, that doesn't make sense, and I've got to sit there thinking about it for the next 20 days. I'm still thinking about Multiversity,
Guys,
and so I absolutely love it.
The DC
I
universe
might
opened
start.
with an open hand, but the villain had a closed hand. You get it? He's anti-life. He's a closed hand, not an open hand.
You know what? Here's what drove
Hashtag
me nuts about Multiversity. Oh my god!
Besides everything.
So, I was sitting here last night and I was like, you know what? I want to do a video just explaining the New 52 multiverse, making sense of it all. You know, how does the multiverse shape up? How does all that stuff work? I thought it'd be fun. So I was like, well, Grant Morrison's got a map on the multiverse, right? Like, let's look up the map on the multiverse. And so I'm sitting there looking at that. And I'm like, okay, the source, I understand that. It's like God, you know. And then you got the fourth wall, which is do what?
Well, I said, well, because there's also the Overmonitor.
Well, that's the problem, man. Is
He
as I
called
was-
me
as I-
this morning.
Like a dozen
I called Joel, and I was like, all right, dude, like, you got to help me with this. I was like, so I'm looking at this. You got the source, you got the
Yes.
over monitor, and then you got the monitor sphere. But all the monitors died out in Final Crisis, and he was like, yeah. And I'm like, so is this New 52? He's like, well, you know, it could be. Like, it depends.
Because the monitors show up in Multiversity, you see at least one in a shadowy thing. So they're
but here's
clearly
the
around.
problem: is if he gives us a map and says, "Hey guys, here's a map of the multiverse, the New 52," and it has a New 52 world, and it has Crime Syndicate, and it has all these worlds, and then he says, "But there's also a monitor and Multiversity somewhere." As far as I know, the monitors are multiversal. So if
I
they're
can
not
explain
in the
that.
New 52,
They're
I
outside.
can explain that map right now. Grant Morrison wanted the map of the multiverse to be right after Final Crisis.
Yes.
DC kept putting Multiversity on hold because it was finished years ago.
Yeah, exactly. He'd been working on it for a while.
It was finished years ago. It was supposed to be published after Final Crisis. It only just got into publishing after the New 52. And then DC were like, well, we're going to just change your map of the multiverse, but don't change your story. We'll just change this map to go
Which
with
is
the story.
why.
oh my
in that
God,
book,
Faust, you are
You cracked the code.
You
You
do. I don't know
cracked it.
why I didn't call you earlier. You are my man, dude. I will buy you dinner or some shit when we're in WonderCon. I'll buy you a
Faust
steak,
cracked
man.
the code.
No, you don't eat solid foods, do you? I'll buy you a smoothie somewhere. Like,
No, look, Multiversity had a great idea. I just feel like it was dragged out just unbelievably stupidly for no reason.
no, the story
just
I
like
like.
Grant Morrison can be like, look at this really convoluted story that I've made. Like, because I get it. I understand Multiversity. I don't understand why it had to be dragged out the way
It
did.
depends how much of a boner you have for Weird Elseworld story, because it's like, hey, here's The Watchmen, but if it was told today and told with the actual Charleston characters, not the stand-ins that Alan Moore had to create. Hey, here's Thunderworld, you know, here's like an actual Captain Marvel story where he's called Captain Marvel, and here's Nazi World. That's fun.
Well, see, here was a kicker when it
Star
came
Trek.
to like. Here's a kicker when it came to the Multiversity stories. Like, the map is what threw me off. The stories made sense. I found it easier to understand Multiversity if you didn't look at it as like one ongoing story.
Yeah.
But just looked at it as like a series of individual stories.
Or
It just- it
Yeah,
made
that's
perfect
what you were
sense to me.
supposed to look at it
So-
as. You were supposed to. Grant Morrison being fucking Grant Morrison. You were supposed to look at it as how one story can be told thousands of ways, and how sometimes one story can be turned into loads of tiny little stories.
Doc Savage,
And
Justice
I
League.
liked the tiny little ones, and I was on board until they started heavily crossing over. And it's like, oh, well, if you had paid attention in issue 2, it leaked back to this, and I'm like, no, this
Yeah,
made
that
more
does.
sense. This was more fun when it was just multiverse stories. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Nazis. Oh, a world where everyone's a teen idol. You know, that kind of thing.
And
That
Dr.
does throw you
Savannah,
off.
who crosses over, and there's like a different version of him in every world. Savannah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we're talking about stories from like months ago. So, all right, so I'm going to break this up by bringing you guys your indie book of the day. Everyone needs to go check out Super Zero. I was just telling these guys about it. It's brought to you by Aftershock, which is Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. Say it, Joey.
Palmiotti. He's got such a cool last name. I love
I know,
his last
I
name.
can't even say it, but it's a great
He's a
book
super
about a
dude.
girl that seems to be in a world like ours today and how she wants to be a superhero. So, like, issue 1, she tries to rig up her parents getting mugged so that she can recreate Batman's origin.
Hold on,
And then
she sets her parents up to get mugged?
Oh, I did. I put a picture of it on my Instagram. It's amazing. And then issue 2, which just came out Wednesday, she's
Bitten by
trying
spiders.
Yeah, she wants to get bitten by a radioactive spider. So she, without spoiling it for you, it's not spiders, but she does get bit.
That sounds awesome. I need to check that out.
Now
That
this
sounds pretty-
this book is from Palmiotti and Connor's new comic company they started, Aftershock Comics, of which they're going to be having a bunch of new books out soon. They're a cool couple. If you like the Harley Quinn book, if you like their old Power Girl run and everything, this is more of their brand of wackiness.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's awesome. I love it so far. It does the back of every issue feature another Aftershock comic, so you can kind of like get behind their whole
That's
universe.
smart.
But I grabbed them both.
They're doing
because
like the
some people
Valiant
recommended
thing.
them. Yeah, no, exactly. It's great if you're looking for a story that isn't like our usual DC Marvel discussions. Check out Super Zero by Aftershock. I just wanted to let everyone know about that one.
That sounds
And-
pretty awesome.
Can I let everyone know about something real quick?
Do it. Yeah, no, I want you guys each to have a recommendation that isn't our usual.
Okay,
But these
so
all suck.
so Europe finally has our own answer to the Marvel and DC universes. It's coming in the
Cool.
form of something called the Quantic Universe.
Oh.
There is currently only one thing out from it, and it's not a comic; it's a cartoon. But it's getting a comic apparently, and it's called Miraculous Ladybug, and it's brilliant. It's a French cartoon, but it's dubbed in English. It's on Nickelodeon in America, and it's basically supposed to be like this teenage girl that works with a superhero guy called Chat Noir, and the only way to describe it is they're Western superheroes with Japanese powers.
Oh.
So they're like, what's happening to me? Why am I being chased by a ghost?
What are with these speed lines? Why, when someone says something awkward, do I fall over?
Why do when I get a little bit of warm water on me, I turn into a girl bear?
Why do I
Wait,
get nosebleeds? That's a ramen reference.
That's
For the record,
Ranma won't have.
Ranma is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about. I would love to be able to turn into a girl
Yeah.
if I just got a
Yeah,
little
all
wet.
35
Anyway.
years worth of Ranma comics.
What was the name of that one, Fal? So I can link that also.
Miraculous Ladybug.
Because I'm trying to link these in as we talk about them also, so they can
Nice.
click it.
Oh, cool.
You're
what
gonna
else?
have to link me the thing for Comixology. I can't find it.
Oh, it's the comic isn't out yet. It's a cartoon at the moment.
Oh.
Whoa!
All right, we'll
That
do
was
the
Grant
recommendation.
Morrison's voice. That's amazing.
Was it?
It's a cartoon
That
at the
was
moment.
a little hard. That was a
I
little
have to
harder of a
pee
Scott
like
voice.
a racehorse, so let's go ahead and talk about something else while I go pee. Be right back.
How about
I say
Jessica
let's
Jones
get
season
tomorrow.
2? Oh god.
What?
Jessica
Oh.
Jones season 2?
Yeah,
Oh, Jessica Jones season 2. It's amazing, and I'm happy.
I'm
on the
glad to see
inside.
it succeed. I really hope they don't rush to make her pregnant because let's face it, after you've tapped Alias for all of its material, you really only got a couple places
Dude,
left
that's,
to go.
that's the
Guarantee
exact
you.
same thing.
I guarantee you that will be the opening thing.
Her giving birth to a
will
kid.
it?
She'll be pregnant episode 1, season
Oh.
2.
Whoa.
She'll be like heaving into a toilet, and she'll be like, this morning sickness is really killing me. And she hasn't called Luke, and that'll be like the union between her and Luke will be like, I got your baby inside me. He's like, well,
No, 'cause-
sweet Christmas. I gotta step up, man. Like,
Well, because you've also got the option of, like, if Inhumans are introduced into the Marvel Universe by this point, maybe there's a girl that's an Inhuman that's gone missing, and the whole storyline could be
That's-
that Jessica needs to find her. I mean, there
There's a
are...
couple
solid
mini
episodes.
stories you could do.
yeah, we have not run out of Alias books yet. Like, there
Well,
are still
no,
plenty of
here's-
stories they could do.
there
Although
are-
they did
there are
use the
plenty of
big
stories.
overarching purple man thing.
And
for
they
season-
could reintroduce or they could introduce Jessica Drew into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and have that
Well,
brilliant part where she
that'd be
calls
fun.
Jessica Jones bitch tits.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
I'm
hilarious.
down for that. I appreciate that.
There was see, I was thinking the same thing that like Joel was because I was they were like Jessica Jones season 2 and I was like, well, Purple
Sorry,
Man was like,
drinking a lot of water because I'm sick.
oh, and I was like, Purple Man was like the last arc of the Alias series,
Yeah.
and basically everything else in the show covered Alias. So I was like, where are they gonna? And I remember there was actually a really hilarious thing. There was when they did the whole announcement thing. Like somebody had sent a tweet, or I don't know if they sent a tweet to me or somebody else, but I just happened to see it on Twitter, and they were like, "Do you think Purple Man will be in season 2?" And I'm like, "Did you see season 1?" 'Cause I'm pretty sure
Then
Purple Man's
again-
not coming back.
Then again, there's always the nuke well they could tap if that wanted to be the thing, like
I
Jessica
would do
investigating
that.
that super soldier company.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so awesome if they gave Nuke
I already
as an
know.
actual
I
villain.
already know what season 2 is going to be.
What?
Episode 1 is going to be Civil War starting and her going to Canada. Episode 2 is going to be another incident happening and she's going to leave. Episode 3 will be another situation where she has to leave. Episode
just
4,
leaving all the time.
Luke Cage is going to show up and be like, "Oh my God, Spider-Man's being attacked by Daredevil." And then she'll be like, "All right, let's get the hell out of here. We're out." You know. Episode 5 will begin their move, where they're going to move across the country to LA because they can't stay in New York anymore at this point.
Can you blame them?
I
Dude,
mean,
I don't know if
I
that'd be a
have to
very
Really a
interesting.
family drama.
I mean-
I don't know if you've seen Shameless, but think Shameless.
I've seen it.
Wow.
I mean, Jessica Jones constantly leaving places is the reason why I say if there was a weekly pool Civil War, I'd be Jessica Jones, and
Just take off. Things
that
are
would
getting,
just
things
be
are getting
my
too hot.
background here.
I don't want to jeopardize
Jessica
my
Jones
baby.
season 2, The Road Trip.
Unless of course, like Jarvis just like kidnaps your child.
Oh no.
Oh God, Secret Invasion.
not-
Okay, so
Oh,
what
yes.
do you guys think of Legends of Tomorrow? I know all of you must have seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, actually.
I've seen
Then
it.
fuck you. Okay, you're awesome.
Although,
Can I get away with not seeing it because it's not on TV in the UK at the moment?
Oh
Yes.
yes. you
Okay,
get a
I will
pass.
give you a pseudo fuck you. It's a fuck off. It's a fuck off. Because in the UK, like.
Yeah.
with a
There you
caveat
go.
on it. with little thing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a shaky start, mainly because they had to regress a lot of characters to heighten drama. Like now, Firestorm is fighting when they weren't before. The Hawks aren't getting along, even though they were before. Dr. Stein does a real dick move real early on, and
Yeah,
basically
no, he
roofies
really does.
he roofies his partner and takes him on a time travel mission where it's like, dude. Oh, I will also for a time travel show, you got to do this right away, and they didn't do it. They haven't hammered home the time travel rules that we're working for,
Oh,
and that's a bad move when you're doing a show about time
well,
travel.
not unless you're just gonna play it by ear, make up rules as you go along.
Well, I feel like
well, that's a good one.
I feel like this is CW's attempt to make their show less CW for Netflix.
Yes. Oh, very much so. It's,
Can we try a 12 to 13 right to the point series instead of 22 episodes and this one Barry's going to go get upset about something and run off and do a completely side plot and, you know, I feel like that's what this is an attempt at, but to take a Netflix style show and put it serialized on a normal network,
Yeah.
you know.
Also, too, at 9 people, because Firestorm is technically 2 people, and we got Captain Cold and Heatwave, even though you already have a fire guy, so why do you have another fire guy? That's a big... That's oh yeah, he's the comic relief. He's the big dumb funny guy. He's Drax. He is this team's Drax, is what he is. He says dumb funny things, which I like. He does a great job. Don't get me wrong, but 9 people is a lot of
Hey,
characters.
you know it's a show that everyone loves that had 9 characters, 9 fully rounded characters.
90210.
Firefly.
Firefly.
You know
I
that
thought
show
you were gonna
called
say
Friends?
90210.
They had a lot of
Oh
random
yeah, and
characters.
that big show.
Yeah, it had Ross.
Firefly and
Ross
Friends,
was
a
cool.
lot in common there.
They had
and,
Phoebe.
and for the record, I do
Phoebe.
like the idea that we may not use everyone every episode. Because,
That's
like, right off the bat, they're like, oh, we have a purpose for you guys. And that makes more sense than being like, here's Rip Hunter traveling through time with his entourage.
Yeah, that would be a little. That would be. A
And
little,
it's totally a Rip Hunter show is the thing. It is his
Oh, yeah.
story. He is the main character. That's the thing, which is fine because he's a good actor and I think he does a good job.
And I think Ray Palmer's going to become, like, the star. Because they definitely put a lot of focus on Ray Palmer wanting
Yes,
to be
they did. He gave an amazing speech, Ray Palmer. He's like, man, it's just like I'm never living up to people's, I'm just never living up to it. I'm like, yeah, you were supposed to be Superman and you didn't live up to it. Granted, Ralph, I agree.
he was one of the best Supermen. He was so good.
I
So
don't
sad
know
to
if he
see
was one of the best Supermen, but he was good.
He was great. I would
I
love
would-
to see
He
him.
didn't get his chance. I'll say that much.
He had
Yeah.
no chance for me to be a huge fan. Of Superman.
Well, okay, I will say his
I mean-
portrayal of Superman wasn't bad. It was just the movie wasn't written that well.
It just.
I mean-
that movie would be great if there wasn't a kid in it.
I know it's only been a day, but did anyone watch Lucifer?
No.
No.
I mean, I do need to, but I was traveling because I was.
Is it on?
I was
If it's not on Hulu, I won't see
today,
it.
Faust. I'm just letting you know.
Also,
I-
or no, go
I mean-
ahead. Faust.
Lucifer, if you like Vertigo stuff, watch it. Just to make them make more Vertigo TV
Man,
shows.
I will
Like
say this.
crazy.
When I was going through and making my video on the presence, I had to dive into a bunch of that Vertigo stuff because that's like where all the religious context things are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually wasn't bad. Like it was actually pretty cool. Like a lot of that
Vertigo
Lucifer,
is my favorite
Michael,
stuff.
all that kind of. It was pretty interesting. It was weird to wrap my head around to go because it's such a huge distinction. I go from like superheroes like Superman to like Lucifer Morningstar and like I'm waging a war against God. Like it was kind of a weird thing to wrap my head around. But once you got past that, it was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big issue, like, that the New 52 is still struggling with, is that the Vertigo
can't find
universe
room
for
for their
years
magical
was,
stuff.
like, separated from the DC universe. Like, they would sometimes cross, but it was, like, there was no real reason to make them
And
cross
it's not
over.
like they didn't have-
like Swamp Thing was mostly Vertigo.
And
Unless-
Animal Man.
Unless they wanted Batman to show up.
And then
Those were good books. Those were great
They were
runs that
solid.
said that they just couldn't do anything with.
Yeah.
I mean, people forget Snyder wrote the first couple volumes of Swamp Thing when it started.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was.
His run into Rot World, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I have the collections. Good stuff. It's good stuff that DC just did not capitalize. It's funny. I read the new Poison Ivy book this week, and she mentions the green, and I'm like, oh yeah, that cool idea you brought up in Swamp Thing, then never did anything with. That's
Isn't
cool.
that why they changed?
No, they used it again in Justice League Unlimited, where she showed up and like they're like, we needed someone attached to the Green, and she's like, you brought Swamp Thing. He is the Green.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they like when the New 52 started? They made Beast Boy red because they wanted
Yes, they
him
did.
connected to the red,
And then they just changed it,
and then they just changed him to green. Gave
and
him
we
no
never got an
context.
explanation as to why.
But yeah, no. So anyway, yeah. So I guess back on to back to TV shows.
Legends of Tomorrow, shaky
I-
start. I'm interested to keep up with it.
Now-
Did anyone else catch all the Doctor Who things they're doing there? Rip Hunter
Oh.
works for the Masters, and he has the Wave. The Wave Riders.
Well, Wave Rider's the big.
I will say this because I want to throw this out there because I mean I haven't seen Legends of Tomorrow, but having taken so long of a break from the Flash and Arrow, when they came back on, I sat down and watched them back to back. And I gotta tell you, like, I don't like Arrow as much as I like Flash. Like, Flash is
Flash
just
is
fun.
far
It's a superhero show.
It's so much
Yeah, it's
fun.
an actual
Like, it's-
superhero show with a dude who
Yeah.
doesn't rude all the time, and it's actually somewhat true to the source material. Unlike Arrow, it's like, okay, how are we gonna make poor man's Batman today?
Well, no, it's not that
Cheap
Arrow is
Batman.
not true to the source material that bothers me. It's just like I watch that show and it's like, man, I'm depressed. Like, God, I'm just sad. You know, like when I
I gotta
watch
watch
that show.
the season premiere back because I gotta play catch up. I gotta watch that, X Files, Lucifer.
Oh
do wanna
yeah, I need
that,
to watch
yeah.
X Files. I haven't seen X Files
Anybody-
yet.
And I guess Heroes is done now too.
Heroes is
Yes, it
over.
is.
Dude,
That
I
show,
haven't watched
I-
Heroes since episode
Again,
5.
surprisingly, right? You know, this is my shock face that Heroes didn't make it.
Yeah, okay. You know what? They came
What?
out.
It didn't get
and-
renewed?
No.
No, it's canceled.
They-
They
they-
canceled.
Dude, that
Yeah.
was a great season.
I didn't.
I haven't
think
seen
so.
the finale yet, but I loved it.
I got
dead
bored
now.
to be honest. Like I lost interest in it, and it wasn't because it wasn't because the concept was bad. The concept was actually pretty cool, but the issue was that the characters just weren't that interesting to me. You know?
Yeah, they weren't as good as the last season.
So I
All right,
really
so
couldn't
okay,
do it.
well, we're running low on time, so let's move on to the Suicide Squad trailer.
I liked it.
Man, I am hyped.
Yeah.
Me
I like
too.
it
The
too.
only thing I will say this, I expect I would be upset if they didn't do the Harley Quinn high pitched voice. But after hearing Margaret
Jones.
Robbie doing it, I'm like, I
She,
like
ma-
what she
she
did.
makes it her own. She
Yeah.
makes it her own.
She does her own, which I appreciate her not just doing the
Arlene
one
Sorkin.
knows.
Well,
Like, her
that's what she
But
said.
the fact is, like, she did it already in Wolf of Wall Street. She sounds like Harley Quinn, and I was like, oh, they cast her because she did such an amazing, like, kind of like New York accent.
But
threw it out the
by
window.
God, Mr. Belford, by God, with all your money and all your drugs.
Like, oh my God, she freaking nails it in that movie. And then you cast the chick at the movie and just do the stupid voice. I'm like, well, all right,
Well,
fine.
she said in different interviews that her goal was to not copy like the
Yeah.
whole Paul Dini Harley Quinn
That's
thing. And
good, I
she
guess.
wanted to make like she wanted the Harley Quinn that she had in the film to stand on her own, but also she wanted her to be crazy. So
Right.
it looks like we're gonna get, a pretty good Margot Robbie Harley Quinn that's crazy. Having
think she's gonna do a good job.
having said that, in my video on Marvel films, like I called it, like I think that Suicide Squad is gonna be one of the standout movies of this year.
No
I think it
question.
might do better than Batman v Superman, as weird as that sounds.
I don't
think it
know
has a
if it'll
chance.
No,
I don't
yeah.
know if it'll make more money, but I think
Batman
it'll be
v
more
Superman is
popular.
I foresee being one of the highest grossing, like on that list of highest grossing films. And even if it sucks and bombs, I see it
It'll
making
still-
that list.
Oh, yeah,
God,
it's gonna,
it's
yeah,
a
it's gonna
surely
be
Critically
big
top.
bombed
box
will
of
still be one of the
bucks.
biggest movies of the year.
Oh,
No
yeah.
question.
Of course.
Batman vs
Oh,
Superman.
But I
They'll do
think
that.
Suicide Squad is gonna, because it's so different. Like me and Joel talked about this last time. Like all the other movies are, with the exception of Deadpool, it's like heroes being heroes. Like with
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, it's villains being heroes,
It's
and it's
different,
pretty
problem
cool.
and it's
For
new,
me-
and it's characters a lot of people haven't seen before. Like, people have
Yeah.
seen Batman, people have seen Superman,
but
maybe not this context.
Deadshot.
Not Deadshot, yeah.
No.
you,
Not
you,
even
Not Captain
Killer Croc.
Boomerang.
you would
Like,
have
that's
no
cool.
reason to see Deadshot outside of a Suicide Squad movie. So
I was
that's,
excited to see
Actually,
Katana
that's
was
not
in the
true.
movie.
Captain Boomerang and Deadshot have both been on the TV shows, but whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, Deadshot
now-
was on. He was on Arrow.
And,
wasn't
and then they buried the Suicide Squad on that show because they're like, no, we're making a movie, no more for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, but they also now they're like, oh no, you can use them on the TV shows again. Like that.
Well,
was
that's
the
because they
weirdest
want to
decision.
build up. They want to build up popularity for the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Now,
the
that
name,
said,
the name Suicide Squad will build up.
for me, how much, because like this trailer was solid and the movie looks really cool, really dark, but like fun and cool.
Neon, very like 80s noir almost.
Yeah.
With bright flashing lights.
For me, how much more awesome would it have been if Man of Steel / Batman movie, if those movies were more super heroic, like if
directed by Ayer. Like, what if Ayer was the architect of this new DC?
Well, I was gonna say, like, what if like Superman Returns was the Man of Steel Superman movie, and then they made this Suicide Squad, where it's like you go Superman, yay, hooray! It was my dad did not jump into a tornado, but then you do Suicide Squad, so you're like, and you're like, wait, whoa, this is the same freaking universe. Like Suicide Squad being in the Man of Steel universe, yeah, no crap, they're in the same universe. Everyone's unhappy. But like, if you made a superhero movie where Superman's like a hero and exciting and bright and happy, and then you make Suicide Squad, it just makes it that much more what the crap.
You know, it's
people
funny,
are watching that. People would just go into that movie without even knowing that they're connected, and then they go like that flying guy and like, whoa, you mean they're all in the same universe? Like that would be such a cool mindfuck.
It's funny, Sal. You say that the Suicide Squad guys aren't happy. I feel the opposite. I think they're having a friggin' ball. Honestly,
they look like they're
having
having a good
more fun.
How sick is that I would rather hang out with the Suicide Squad than the Justice League? I mean, I probably wouldn't last long hanging with the Suicide Squad. I'd probably be stabbed and
I
thrown
mean,
in a
dude,
jar.
I'd play a game of
But
poker
you
with
need to
him.
admit one thing on the new Justice Batman vs Superman teaser, Superman batting the Batmobile. Come on.
I'm not saying it's not going to
Images
have
are
some cool scenes.
I will say the dialogue in that scene was real bad.
Do you bleed?
Do you bleed?
Well, you will.
But then the next scene, because they released another scene with Batman and Alfred being like, and Alfred's like, you're gonna fight the god in the sky, and he's like, he killed thousands of people. That scene, totally okay. I'm like, oh crap, the dialogue's a little better in this scene. Okay.
Oh, dude, like I'm
I don't know what to think.
Like I was looking at that, and it's funny because when you go back and you look at the trailers, like I can't help but compare like the scenes as they go through in terms of like, you know, how they relate. I think the whole Ben Affleck, Jeremy Irons is going to like stand out.
I
in
hope
the
so.
movie
It looks good.
more so than anything else. But I will say this about Suicide Squad: going through and looking at the trailer, that movie looks like it'll feel a lot like Watchmen. Like when I was going through and watching it, has like a Watchmen look and feel to it.
Yeah,
which I think
I
is
got a
good,
very
'cause I really
Guardians
enjoyed
vibe
it.
off it.
Yeah, a Guardians vibe.
I got a very Guardians, like the bit where like Rick Flag is like, hey, he's a crocodile man, he shoots people.
That's true.
I think that Suicide Squad's absolutely going to be DC's Guardians.
Even the choice of music, which by God, when you get friggin' Queen,
Get
one of the
Bohemian
greatest
Rhapsody.
That was so cool.
when you get one of the greatest songs ever written to underscore your trailer, you
Bohemian
get like 5
Rhapsody.
extra points from Joel.
Dude, I love Bohemian Rhapsody.
And it makes sense thematically, the song, because what words keep getting used over and over? Will not let you go, will not let you go, because they're prisoners.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Now, all right, here's what here's and this I think DC's playing it smart by like keeping a lot of this hidden, but like Jared Leto's Joker. Now here's the funny thing is we know Joker's going to be in the Suicide Squad, but as far as I count, they've only released maybe 3 clips of him as the Joker across all the trailers that have come out. And to me, that is so smart. And I think they did that. No. I think that's smart because Joker's going to be the attraction. And I think that they're playing off the Batman and the Superman fallout. And here's the reason why. Because people came out and they were like, Batman versus Superman just showed too much. And I'm not even sure I want to go see it now. But people are just like, I wonder how Jared Leto is going to be as the Joker.
And the shots we got in the trailer of Joker, he's clearly in this movie a lot more than people might have thought.
Yeah.
Because
They-
he's
they
in
came
like
out and
3
said
or
that.
4 different scenes, 3 or 4 different costume changes, 3 or 4 different total settings.
Yeah.
Joker's a main player.
And yet, to what capacity, we are still not sure. We're not even really sure who the villain of the Suicide Squad
Well,
was.
Right,
people
what if
are
they-
people
What
are
if that's
saying
who
it's
it
the
is? What
Joker.
if they're
Yeah.
chasing him down?
That would be
would
so cool.
freaking cool.
Well,
I'd be
there's
so
that,
cool.
and then in the trailer you see some weird vine monster dude messing stuff up, which everyone's like, is that OMAC? Is that like some weird new movie version of OMAC?
Well, here's a question that I have because I don't know if they've released that. Is it? Oh, it's Man Thing. It's the dimensional.
Either one
I was like,
works.
it's the dimensional portals. Like,
Crazy.
wouldn't that be hilarious if they had Man Thing and they were just like this guy? Like all you have to do is go to the Florida Everglades, and then you guys have to cross over with Marvel. Like, but
They're clearly fighting something magical. Is the
Well-
thing in the trailer? There's clearly some sort of otherworldly force that
Well,
they're
it's
fighting.
Enchantress.
And that too, there's a lot of talk that
Yeah.
Enchantress is actually a double agent because in the bigger group shots, you don't see Enchantress.
yeah.
No.
Well,
I
here's
think
here's
I think she just dies in the beginning. That's my thought process
That's a
behind
solid
that.
theory.
The Suicide Squad is known for every run. Hey, who's gonna
Dude,
die
I
first issue?
keep thinking about that. Like, who is gonna die? Now,
It's Slipknot, and I'll tell you why it's Slipknot, because you barely see him in the trailer. Adam Beach is a kind of well-known character actor who'd be willing to take a paycheck, and also, if you read Ostrander's run with Slipknot in it, he's the guy who's like, I don't need this Suicide Squad, runs away, gets his arm blown off.
Wow.
So he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna be the guy Waller's like, I'm not messing around, you're dead.
Here's something else that I saw too. Like, I was looking through one of the trailers, and there's a scene where it looks like Harley Quinn's being dipped in the whole acid thing that the Joker was exposed to. And here's my question: is that before or after? Because like, is the Harley Quinn that we see, because Margot Robbie's like really pale, but my question is she
She's
pale
not
because
ghostly.
she's not ghostly? My question is that like, does she make herself look that way until she meets the Joker, and then she joins him, like gets dipped in the whole chemical
Well,
bath?
we
and
clearly
then
see them
becomes that
driving
person?
around Bonnie and Clyde style when
Yes.
Batman hops on their purple Lambo and stops their natural-born killer spree.
Now,
Yeah.
here's my question about that. Just being a nerd, is it gonna be Batman, or is it gonna be a stunt double that never says anything? Like, is it gonna be? Did they get Ben Affleck on the set?
Wouldn't that be cool?
Or is it just gonna be
Here,
us?
here.
And it's just gonna be Batman on the roof, and then he gets thrown off, and that's the end of
Dude,
that.
let
Here.
me tell you something. If they did that, if in the movie, like Batman tries to stop him, and it's Ben Affleck for like 3 or 4 minutes, they're up in points on Marvel right off the bat, because
I don't
that's
think-
awesome.
Well, here's the thing: they filmed those scenes in Toronto, and a bunch of footage leaked out. And like, I know some people who went down to watch it. I don't think Affleck was there.
Oh, really?
I don't think Affleck. They
Yeah,
might.
but that doesn't mean that the stunt double wasn't there for the stunt scene, and they're
Right,
filming the Affleck scenes later.
they
Yeah,
could
they'll shoot
ADR
him against green close-ups. Whoa, I'm on a car.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
do
no,
you
no,
really
no,
think
dude.
Ben Affleck's gonna hang on to a car as they
That's
speed it
true.
around?
Okay, so
That-
Hold on
people,
tight, Ben. We can't have you falling off.
people are saying Ben Affleck is like, he is in the movie.
Oh, I mean, I
no,
don't
they
doubt
didn't
he's in
do
the
it.
movie, but is he in that scene?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, no, I don't mean the movie as like a.
That's the movie. I'm thinking about that scene.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking, is
that's
he in
true.
that scene?
Is it? I mean, he'll probably be post-credit or something, or
Yeah.
Man, like.
I'm waiting for the Dark Side post-credit scene. You guys saw that leak?
Oh yeah,
Dude, the
that-
dark
really?
side, yeah, Dark Side, yeah. Oh,
I mean,
okay, and
is anyone surprised at this
I
point?
mean,
I
like,
didn't
we
even-
already
I didn't
saw
even-
Dark Side.
I didn't think about that. Like, I was looking at the trailer and somebody had mentioned the parademons, and I was like, "What?" And I went back and I was like, "Those are parademons." And so I was like,
Well, someone else.
What
well,
else would they
damn.
be? They wouldn't be the wicked witches flying
Well,
monkeys.
I
They
wasn't.
wouldn't
I
be-
wasn't.
Now, that
even,
said,
I wasn't
there
even
is.
thinking about
Oh,
that.
you're talking about like that scene with the Superman squad and Batman and like the Duster and stuff.
Yeah.
With the,
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. That's Batman
We know what
nightmare.
that is. They've already spoiled it.
But hey,
Oh,
just because
okay.
it's a nightmare doesn't mean those still aren't parademons in
no,
his
it's
nightmare.
true. They're definitely parademons. Well, parademons. Those are parademons.
I mean, I was
All right,
If it's
well,
not a
is there
nightmare,
any-
then maybe it's a vision that got beamed
No,
into.
it's not a vision. It's just a
From the
nightmare.
new gods, we'll just throw everything into this movie. It's
Yeah.
only what 2 hours long. Like
Oh my god,
right?
dude.
Why not?
This movie's gonna be filled to the brim.
someone
Yeah,
with
but-
tweeted
all
out.
kinds of stuff.
Someone tweeted out. They were like, "Just make it 3.5 hours. Put it all in there. We don't care."
Yeah,
Right?
I saw that.
I will watch a 3.5 hour long Justice League movie.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you know, they trimmed it down from a lean 6, though, is the thing to it. It's like friggin' Made in America or something. It was a 6-hour cut we'll never see until years later.
They trimmed it down to a lean.
All right,
six-
so with us running out of time, let's go over the couple last tidbits they put out. Wonder Woman movie. Chris Pine playing Colonel Trevor. World War II piece apparently.
No,
What?
World War
One.
One.
What?
What?
Yeah, how does that even work?
the movie's gonna be a World War
it-
One film.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, and it's World War One to help differentiate us from that other World War II here. You see, there's a certain shield-holding guy who kind of has World War II on lockdown.
Yeah,
so
you can't
Oh.
really. Yeah, you
But
can't
here's
have
the
Captain
question:
America.
I've never known Wonder Woman to just be old.
Well, I
Colonel
never.
Trevor and all that.
I mean,
apparently,
I-
she's supposed to be like 5,000 years old.
I did
apparently.
not get that impression ever. But
No,
Fine.
that's not her. She's
Yeah, I got the
young,
impression
she
she's
grows
fairly
up.
new. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she grows like a
that
regular
said,
human being. She
I
just
think they're going
grows
to do
strong.
that. I think they're going to be like, yeah, no. She's like 100. She's like hundreds of years old.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
I'll
she's
tell you-
made of clay or a demigod, why would she
I
age?
mean, you could get away with it. She's Zeus's daughter. She's made of clay. Like, there's a number of reasons
Right.
why that can work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could easily just say, whatever. She's old.
Or maybe they just freeze her in ice. She wakes up. Somebody.
That's a great idea. Oh, you can end the movie. The first movie, she's on like a biplane. She's gonna save everybody, and then it crashes in the Arctic. Oh, wait a minute. That sounds familiar. Forget it.
What do you guys think about the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash costume?
I actually think it looks kind of. I know
It,
people are.
it looks
people
like
are
a
freaking
Power
out.
Ranger.
Yeah, it looks
That's-
really
I
cool.
didn't.
People are
I
freaking
didn't
out. They're
look
like, man, the
because I'm too
symbol's
scared to
backwards.
look.
You would
And
not
Ezra
like it.
Yeah, it's-
As Benny pointed out to me, his lightning bolt's actually going the wrong way, and I didn't pick that up until he told me. I'm like, whoa, it
man,
is.
that kind of stuff
Why would
doesn't.
they do
That kind of
that?
stuff doesn't matter to me, man. His flash symbol's back. Okay.
But no, can you imagine if the
I mean-
Superman symbol was backwards? Then he'd be Bizarro. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but Flash is not Superman.
Well, that's actually what people are
That's
saying. They're
true.
like, is that reverse Flash? Like,
Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
I
okay.
mean-
What about them putting in Cyborg but no Green Lantern on that cameo poster?
That
well, I
I
mean,
don't like.
Weird. No
Green Lantern doesn't get a movie until 2020. He did a bad thing, and so he's got to wait in the doghouse.
They're waiting for
he
Ryan
wiped
Reynolds.
out. He wiped
Yeah,
out the Green
right.
Lantern.
Uh.
You know what they should do? Like here, I'll be 100% honest with you guys. They need to do that. They need to wait till Ryan Reynolds finishes Deadpool, or once he's out of whatever it is he's doing next, and be like, dude, come play Green Lantern again.
He
'Cause
had a shot.
no, he was not a bad Hal Jordan. The problem is the
Yeah.
writing for
Ryan
Hal Jordan
Reynolds?
was bad.
They
The
just-
movie writing was bad.
Make it Jon Stewart.
Please.
Oh, I
my-
agree. John Stewart would be cool, but
My
I was saying,
criticism
like, do
is
it.
my
Call Michael
criticism
B.
of
Jordan.
his-
He's not doing anything right now.
dude,
my
Michael B.
criticism-
Jordan.
He's amazing.
Faust, go! Just go, Faust! Go!
My-
Faust.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Faust, go ahead.
Sorry.
My criticism of him is he plays the same character in every.
No,
single...
he doesn't.
Who, Ryan
Yes,
Reynolds?
he does.
He's
Yeah.
Van Wilder across the
Yeah.
board.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No,
He
no,
watched
no,
Paul
no,
last
no,
night.
Don't forget,
That,
I'm the
gonna
only
do
one
that.
here that's actually seen any of Deadpool, so I will say he
Yeah.
plays the same character.
Oh, I'm
That's
sure.
what we
It's,
want. I want
Oh,
her to
he
be
did that
Van
horror
Wilder in a
movie.
Deadpool costume.
Oh, the remake of Amityville Horror or whatever.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that was cool.
That's right. He did an okay job in that. But
He
no,
did an
literally,
okay job.
Ryan
He did a
Reynolds
great
like
job.
he saw Jason Lee and Mallrats and he's like, that I'm gonna do that until the end of time. That's
He
what
also
I'm doing.
played Guy in The Croods, if anyone ever saw that.
No.
No.
He was
But
in
I
that.
do remember he was on 15, and he played some very dramatic scenes in that show. When he was
As I
when he
recall,
was like
also in
when he was like 12 years old, like whatever.
I can't remember the movie. It's that movie with Sandra Bullock. I was like, oh,
He,
he was in
he
it.
also shows up in Ted and doesn't say anything.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about The Proposal.
The Proposal.
Yeah.
Which is a
That
which
movie
is
was
a-
amazing.
Just a hilarious rom-com, a delicious
That
rom-com.
movie's hilarious, man. The Proposal.
All right.
It's,
I know.
Did they
funny.
go with anything else though on the DC thing? I can't remember because I didn't get to see it live.
They were talking about like Killer Frost and Firestorm showing up from Earth 2, which actually looks cool.
Deathstorm. He's Deathstorm
Oh,
because
Deathstorm,
he's
yeah,
from
that's
the other
right.
universe.
They're
And
saying-
his
they're
black
saying-
costume is
TV
cooler than
shows
the other
or-
costume.
Dude, it's
The TV show.
Yeah, the TV show. Dude, it looks cool, man. Like they say, it's supposed to be like they're supposed to have a whole Bonnie and Clyde feel, and I'm
Love
actually
it.
really hyped about that. I'm really looking
Plus,
forward
Ronnie
to it.
Amell gets to come back, so he's probably happy about that.
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. You know, I liked Ronnie Amell, and I felt like they really did him a disservice by cutting his character off so fast.
I kept
Like-
thinking they were going to find him again. Like, oh, he's just
Yeah.
lost in the universe and
should've
he's going to
kept him
show back.
going.
Well, because if you remember, in the early promotion teaser trailer for Legends of Tomorrow, it was Ronnie standing there, not Jax. They reshot that and put Jax back in there.
I
And it
mean,
was
that's-
supposed to be Ronnie.
I
I
liked.
have a feeling
liked
Ronnie
Amell.
backed out of his contract because he's in another show now.
Oh, really?
So I have a
Dramatic.
feeling he was signed on for all that crap, and
Yeah.
someone else offered him more money.
Well, because
He
it
probably
doesn't.
What's
looked,
the other show
took
he's
a
on
look at
now?
that Adam costume was like, nah, right, I'm gonna do a show.
Well, see, like it seems like
What's
with
his
a
other
show.
show?
I don't know. It seems like with a show like The Flash, it's like working anywhere in Kentucky, where like you get hired on, and then you have to like murder a person to be fired. And so I feel like once he got hired on, like he was just gonna be there for the rest of his life, or until he decided to leave. And so like that's why it makes sense that he would back out of his contract. But if he did, that's kind of disappointing because he was a really good Firestorm.
I liked him
Like-
too. But then again, I like the new guy too. Jax has a weird kind of charisma to him. In the last episode, he gave this really cornball speech about teamwork and what he learned playing football. And I'm like, I should hate this, but I kind of like it.
And I want to throw this out there too.
As a nerd, I should be against this, but
Exactly.
How did
Exactly.
you-
Well, no, my problem with the Jax character is why the hell did we introduce Raymond Rush?
But not get him.
Yeah.
we introduced the other versions.
Yeah.
The irony being that Jax is actually a character from Firestorm Comics. He was like their buddy who was in the background, and he got like a major promotion. Like, hey, now you get to be Firestorm.
I
Now
never knew
you
he
get to
existed.
be the lead singer, man. You don't have to play backup singer.
Not really.
anymore.
What was it? Oh, Jason Rush. Yeah. So we had Ronnie and we had we had Jason. Yeah, whatever. Why did we not get the other guy we introduced?
Maybe he was busy. Maybe he had another show he had to be
Well,
on.
they're setting him up as a villain, I think. You're talking about the guy that like, are you talking about? Okay, I'm not.
No,
that
not
that
the one
familiar
that they
with the
brought
people
in
who-
and they were trying to make work.
Okay.
That was Tokamak.
There's a character
Okay.
named Jason Rush. He was actually the
He's
actual
the guy
Firestorm in the
currently
comics.
in the comics.
See, I'm
when
not. I'm
they
not
were
that
trying to get
knowledgeable on Firestorm.
information on the Firestorm Matrix before Ronnie came back, the whole thing,
Oh, okay.
they sought him out and it was a fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
Then they left it at that.
Then they just
okay.
left it hanging, which you're right is weird. That they left it
Ronnie
hanging.
Rush. Okay. Did you guys? I assume you guys. did.
Supergirl's not bad. Screw you guys.
I assume you guys saw this. The whole Wally West thing.
Yeah.
Like,
they're
I'm
they're
not
doing the new
sure.
52
They are
version where he's
doing the new
kind of a
52?
punk, and I don't know.
I'm not sure how I feel about it, and I feel. Dude, I'm on the fence about that for a couple reasons. One, like,
Which that bugged me that he's given Joe. Joe didn't know you existed until last week. Cut him some slack.
well, see, that's why I'm not sure that I like it. One, like, I understand the whole aspect of his character of like, my dad didn't even know I existed, and like I'm just dealing with it and kind of angry. Like, I can understand that from the way they're writing his character. Yeah. What I don't like is he's just like the reckless. I'm gonna go street race, and I showed up here.
I'm also Michael B. Jordan from the Fantastic.
Exactly.
I'm a street racer with a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, really?
That's I was looking at that and I was like, the whole thing felt so forced. And I get that it's like a TV show, but it didn't feel like organic like a TV show. It just felt like we've got to find a way to get Wally West into this thing.
It doesn't feel organic, and what makes me feel sad too is I'm sure at some point they had the happy, fun-loving Wally on the table, and they're like, but Cisco's our funny one, and we have lots of other funny characters. We can't have another funny character. Let's make him.
Yeah, this isn't a comedy. This is a superhero
and here's
show.
the other problem too is with them introducing the New 52 Wally West. My question is where they're going to go because they've never done anything with the New 52 Wally West.
Well, now they can do whatever they want with him. And nerds like us
They
can't
started coming
complain.
back recently. Recently, they started using him again, but it was.
Oh, did they?
We'll see what happens. Like I did that video just for the sake of having it there, but I'm not interested in that Wally. I'm not really even interested in the old Wally West, but like nonetheless, I think that having that Wally West on there is cool for the sake of tying into the New 52. It's just they're basically making up the source material as they go along now.
Right.
So
Well, they know better. They're a team.
Which is what they're doing in Legends of Tomorrow because they don't have 75 years worth of material to pull on, so we're just making up a team show as we go along.
That's true.
Which is
All
fine
right, guys,
as long as it's well
we're
written.
coming to the end over here, so anybody have any parting thoughts on all of this stuff? I'll relay what Joel's thinking. Fuck comic book cast, but anyway.
You brought it back. You brought it back.
Full circle, baby.
I had to. No.
Also, Peggy Carter's a good show. Season 2.
Yes, it is.
When does
No one's
season
seen
2 start?
X-Files, right?
It's
I haven't
right
seen
back.
X-Files yet.
They had 2 new episodes. They
What?
premiered
Back
yes.
to back. It was a good thing they did because
When did they premiere?
A week ago.
Same night as Flash, Tuesdays.
Well, then I'm gonna have to look them up on Twitter or on Hulu because I didn't know she came
check
back
it out.
already.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
that's damn.
I
Dude,
didn't
I
like
wish I'd
season
known
one.
that.
it was fun. It was very solid.
Oh, dude, I love season 1 of Agent Carter. It
Me
was
too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
was
way
good.
better than
Would've thought.
season 1 of Shield.
Yeah,
I wish
Yeah.
I could watch Peggy Carter, but
dude, watch it on
You
Hulu,
can't.
man.
You have an internet connection. You
we
can
don't
watch
have
it.
Hulu in the UK.
What
You don't
do
need
you mean
Hulu
have
to
Hulu in
watch
the
TV
UK?
shows.
You can't use Hulu in the UK.
Why?
I'm not promoting
Can't
it, but
use
maybe
Hulu
you
in
should
Canada
torrent.
either.
I'm not promoting torrenting, but maybe you should torrent.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing that people do everywhere. You guys steal our shows and then send it to us for free.
It's true.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you guys all so much. Don't forget, I'm Benny the Comic Historian. That is Sal from Comic Pop. That is Joel from Cape to Joel. That
Actually-
is Rob from what? Actually, what? What are you from?
What does everybody have going on this week?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. While. I have videos.
Benny's just ready to get out of here. He's just like, man, I'm
Like I gotta go to the bathroom, you guys.
Hungry.
I think
Me
I'm,
too.
dude, I think I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna start Batman Earth 1, whatever.
not?
Why not?
Do it. I dare you.
I dare you.
I also dare you to do a top 10 boobs of 2015 video.
Don't do it. I've been there already.
Well, like Goldman's banned from my channel, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
I could get away with it.
Yeah.
You should
Talking
do
about the
your
butts.
top 10 man crushes of 2015.
Top
I
10.
should do top 5 DC boobs.
See?
Like
See what I
individual-
started? I lit
Like
the fire.
individual. The left one on this character was in the top 10, but the right one was like.
I was a little offside.
The problem Rob's gonna have run into is just like, really, just 10? Really? I can only pick 10?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a
It's gonna be
Oh, man.
rough.
Technically, you can pick 5. Every set's got 2.
Ah. So by math, what we find out is.
Anyway, what else is happening?
Well, if you head on over to Cape Joel, new reviews every day now. I'm trying out a bunch of different stuff. I should hopefully have a new rack attack up by the end of tonight. And no, that's not a boob thing. I mean rack is in comic rack. Damn it, is what I meant.
Best boobs on Rack Attack.
It's just me
That
going
sounds
out
like a
being really.
horrible wrestling match. Tonight
Rack
on Rack
Attack?
Attack,
Oh,
WWE
dude.
Divas.
It actually is a wrestling move. I kid you not. I've actually run into a lot of problems with people searching it because it actually is a rack. It is a move.
I mean, there are some really bad wrestling shows. It's called Every Monday.
That's a raw joke, everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm a
wow,
90s.
really
wrestling
is. There
fan.
really is the female divas doing the Rack Attack.
It's Brie
Yeah.
Bella's like finishing.
You didn't
move
know
or
that?
something.
I
Oh,
gotta
wow.
watch. Wrestling has sucked in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's not been good since like 19.
I know this is going to be a shock
99.
to all of you, but I have literally never been into wrestling.
Wow, that's hard to imagine.
Actually, that is shocking. I assume you'd like to see men walking around in underwear.
But dumb Tish.
I mean, I like that bit, but like the actual wrestling. I guess on my channel this week, we've got 1 year later, a new show I'm doing where we look at movies, like 1 year after they're out, and we say, do they
Is it
still
1 year
hold
later?
up?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's 1 year later after this first one. Well, 1 year since I saw the movie. Uh,
I can't
um,
speak for everybody.
And then on Friday, we're doing the first movie stream where I sort of riff on a movie while watching it, and you can't see the
That's
movie
cool.
while I'm watching it because copyright, but you can hear me
So
riff
you're
on it
Rob?
and press the play button
What?
while I.
Well, actually, if
start.
you comment,
That's
you'll
awesome.
do better than Rob sitting there eating, watching Daredevil for 13
Well,
hours.
that's because your movie won't be 18 hours long.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like there are no
And
videos.
then tag me
on my
in for
channel
an hour
where I did
and
that.
you trying to make conversation, but just like, no, man, I'm watching this. Stop talking.
The one advantage I have over Rob is that I do stand-up comedy.
No,
This is
there's no to the best of the world's knowledge, there are currently no videos on my channel to ever indicate that I had watched Netflix.
Okay,
for...
can I just
Why do
say,
you guys bring that up all the time?
Can I just say my
Why you gotta
favorite
break
thing?
balls?
My favorite thing about Rob doing that is that I was the
Oh,
one
Jesus.
that suggested that, and I suggested it sarcastically, and then he did it, and I didn't stop him because I was like,
it's just like I suggested the boob video sarcastically, and Rob
And
was
then
like,
it became-
"Make it a
and
boob
and
video!"
it's one of my highest performing videos, which is probably why I should do like a DC boobs video,
Oh my
just for the heck of
God.
it. Just be like, you know what, this one goes out to all you guys who gave me shit
Hate
last
me.
time. Here's
You know,
one
you
for
should-
boobs.
You should do it for Valentine's Day. Is when you should put it up. That should be your special Valentine's Day
My
video.
Valentine's Day video.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Oh man.
Over on
I
Comic Pop, we're hitting
experienced the
100
Rob
episodes.
Daredevil 13-hour stream. It was not bad. I had a great time. But I love how they have to word it in. I experienced the Rob Daredevil 13.
Yeah, it's
That
not
is an
like it's not like I
experience.
can hung out with Rob. Like I hung out with
love-
Rob while he was watching Daredevil. Like
Yeah,
I
it was-
experienced it.
I love
like
that
being
comment.
invited.
I saw it, Rob. It's burned in my memory. As if they were like chained to their
legitimately, like,
chair
I just
watching.
remember the day you did that, me and Sal both popping in and both
Yep.
being like, what the fuck is he thinking?
Yeah, it was like Rob invited us over and then did chores.
Whatever.
I was
I
there, man.
remember
I was
It's
there
not
too.
that bad.
I remember I got home from like shopping in town, and then right away Rob called me, and I was like, oh, he must have seen my tweet that I just got home. I was like, hey, what's up? And you're like, hey, I'm streaming Daredevil, and I was like, really? Are you sure?
Oh,
I thought
what
it
you should
was.
have done, actually, now that I think about it, Rob, you should have sifted through all the video and then only kept the moments that were freaking cool and just put up the parts where, like, Rob reacts to Daredevil, and it's just all the best parts where you're like, what? No! Kingpin, there's the suit! Elektra! Ah! Like, just
Oh,
that.
hand
a hand in
See,
over
why
and
couldn't
over.
why couldn't you have come up with that idea
I
last
literally
year?
just had that idea.
When
Don't-
it was
don't worry, It's
topical.
not like I was sitting on it since it was deleted, but
My
Rob,
God, man.
that's a really solid idea. You know
My
what?
fa-
I'm gonna
We
do
haven't
that.
done that. I'll have to.
My favorite bit is when Rob went. Oh.
I liked it when Rob started. We didn't hear him,
Okay, here's what we need to do. Rob, from now on, everyone, we're gonna do this every day at lunch. We're all just gonna eat lunch on the stream.
Just sit here, not talk to each other,
Order
stony
ribs.
silence, no music. Just
Just order ribs and eat.
Can I just say, there's a video
Hey,
on
how's your
my,
burger?
Dude,
my
those
vlogging
ribs were amazing.
there's already a video on my vlogging channel called KFC with Faust. It's me eating KFC in stark silence.
It's a form of art.
It's like that freaking Andy Warhol video where he just eats a hamburger.
I don't
And
know
on
what-
that note, guys, on that note, we should probably get going. So, everyone, you have a great day. We'll see you next week right here at the same bat time, same bat channel. In the words of the infamous Joel, comic book cast sucks. Anyway.
We'll catch you guys later. If you guys are going to be around San Antonio this weekend, I guess come by and
Rob
say
and I
hi.
are doing panels and crap and hang out with you guys if you're in San
Yeah.
Antonio.
So like, come to PAX.
Rob will
and
buy you
chill.
ice cream. If you come down there, Rob will buy you ice cream.
Dude, that was fun buying ice cream for those two guys and hanging out. Like, that was fun. Like
If
I
you
bought
come
I bought
down
ice cream for
to
two
San
fans and
Antonio,
like we hung out.
Rob will buy you an ice cream cone. It'll be a cone.
It wasn't an ice cream cone. It was a bowl of ice cream. No, it was an ice cream cone. They didn't have
Can I-
cones.
Can I give everyone fair warning and say that they all have to go to WonderCon because I'm actually going to be there.
Yep.
That'll be
We're
cool.
all, well,
Oh,
except
yeah.
Joel and Sal.
Yeah.
I think we were
So
invited.
all except half.
Word. All right. Well, on that
You
note,
say what you were doing, Sal. What's going on this week?
Back issues hits 100 episodes.
nice.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Are you guys gonna do another live stream? Are you gonna live stream this back issues?
No.
Dude, you should. Dude, you should live stream. It should be like
We
a
should.
4-hour
We'll do-
back
we-
issues.
We should do that. That'd be fun. We did it one time and it was very successful, but this is just no. I just wanted to make the 100th episode like an episode, as opposed to like us getting up to go to the bathroom and like
A gimmick,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's solid. We're doing Vinyl Crisis.
Awesome.
Nice.
Comes out on Thursday. Check it
That'll
out.
That'll be a
cool.
good one.
You guys did a video on Earth 1, didn't you?
We
You guys did
did
the back
Earth
issues.
1 Batman Volumes 1 and 2 and Superman Volume 1.
Okay. Cool.
They were good.
Found
Awesome.
it. KFC is Faust. Linking it in the chat.
I gotta
Are you
watch that.
serious, dude?
That's what
I
I'm doing
really-
after
I
this,
really wanna
watching
watch that.
Faust eat
I want to
KFC.
watch that.
It's just
All right,
me.
KFC and Faust. And on that note, guys, everyone go watch Faust eat some KFC. Give that video some views. Give it a like, and we'll see you next time right here on the Weekly Poll.
Peace.
Bye bye.